This week on Project Big Screen, we are talking about the Bruce Springsteen movie, Deliver Me From Nowhere. Pretty big one for this podcast. What do we think about it? Did we like it? Springsteen fans, how'd they feel? Non-Springsteen fans, how'd they feel? House of Dynamite, which is on Netflix. We have an interview with Michael Waldron, showrunner behind Chad Powers, as well as a hand in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Loki, the upcoming Avengers movies, and then we rank the top 10 music biopics. All right, Project Big Screen, episode 4. We're recording this, the last full week coming up of October, as we officially kick into what should be like mostly good movies here on out. Unfortunately, doesn't seem as though we've got that today, folks. We've got Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, a pretty big release for two people on this at least. It'll be a very interesting contrast between Springsteen fan and not Springsteen fan in terms of how they view this movie, and if there's a complete overlap of how people feel, which I assume there could be. And then A House of Dynamite, which I saw in theaters. Gooch saw in theaters as well at a film festival, but it's also on Netflix now. So you can see House of Dynamite on Netflix. We talked about doing Frankenstein and Begonia, but Frankenstein's on Netflix soon, and Begonia, it's just easier for me. We'd rather do those types of movies when everyone can see it. But let's start out with, and at the end, we're going to be doing top 10 music biopics, which should be quite interesting. Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, though. Let's start out with that. Originally just titled Deliver Me From Nowhere, based on the book by the same name, directed by Scott Cooper, who also did the movies Crazy Heart, Black Mass, Hostiles. Film chronicles Bruce Springsteen as a young musician on the cusp of global superstardom, struggling with fame, creative pressure, and the ghosts of his past. He retreats to his New Jersey roots and records his 1982 album, Nebraska, using only a 4-track recorder. Along the way, he deals with his complicated relationship with his father, his manager's expectations, a female who is not a real person, and his own need for authenticity. Jeremy Allen White plays Bruce Springsteen in a role that's been majorly hyped for well over a year now. Jeremy Strong is in this, doing the classic Jeremy Strong thing. Paul Walter Hauser, Stephen Graham, Odessa Young, among the others. 3.5 million at the box office first weekend, 61% around Tomatoes critics. Audiences do like it, 86%. IMDb 6.8, Metacritic 59, Letterboxd 3.3. What is the Kirk Minahan score? Someone who has been to dozens of Springsteen shows, as big of a fan as there is. So in terms of fandom, this is as big of a fandom review as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, there's no bigger Bruce Springsteen fan on earth than me. I would put up against anybody. There's no question he's most important. He and my dad are the two most important adult figures in my life, which tells you everything you need to know, really, when you watch this movie. I tweeted out that I cried twice during the film, on the verge of bawling. Now, it got a lot of feedback from people who said, oh, you must have really liked the movie. And the truth is, I did not like the movie. You can cry in movies that you don't think are good. I'm not a big dog guy, but when the dog dies in Marley and Me, the dog is Marley, right? Not me, Klemmer? Marley?
Correct, yes.
I cry when the dog dies.
The dog did not write it, yes.
I cry and if I'm flipping around in the Highway to Heaven episode is on, I'll cry. You can when young Bruce Springsteen, his dad is making noise and he comes upstairs, the same thing happened to me as a kid. The exact same thing happened to me. So I'm going to cry when that happens. When Meryl Streep's daughter moisturizes, I'm going to cry when she moisturizes. I don't have a lot of rules, but that's one of the rules. And when he sings My Father's House, when Bruce sings it, not Jeremy Allen White, I cried. But this movie, I wouldn't even say it's a mess. I'm trying to intellectualize it because the album means so much to me. The artist means so much to me. It's just so boring at times. The female character, what the fuck? The female character is so completely unnecessary. She's not even real, first of all. Even if she was real, he was dating a couple different people at the time. One of whom, Klemmer, was Joyce Heisner, the star of Just One of the Guys. He was dating her. He was dating her in the 80s. But like, he had a love interest in this movie. It was John Landau. Like, we don't like. She was saying the same things that he was saying to her. Like, I don't.
Right.
And the movie plays out essentially, and I've said this in other places, betterhelp.com/Kirk10. The last half hour of the movie is a advertisement for BetterHelp, where like Springsteen finishes Nebraska with really no pressure. CBS, Warren Zanes writes about it in this great book. There's no pressure from CBS. They're like, look, you just made a huge album. We know you've got a monster album coming out after this. Like Born USA they knew at the time. Like, you want to make this Nebraska thing, knock yourself out. So it's done. And then Bruce gets really depressed if he drives around the country with his friend, who we don't really know, we know nothing about this guy at all in the movie. He calls John Landau on the payphone, and then Landau says to him, you need, Bruce? You know what you need? Bruce's like, what do I need? And he's like, you need to see a psychiatrist. Bruce is like, what? Then he goes to psychiatrist. Psychiatrist is like, want to talk about anything? And then that's the movie. His dad sits on his dad's lap, which Klemmer and I would still. You'd love to do that now, Klemmer. Your dad.
Sit on my dad's lap.
Died in Vietnam. That's fine. Killed by his own troops in Vietnam. Klemmer's dad. So that happens, and then the movie's over, and I'm like, and then there's a card at the end of it that's like, and then Bruce Springsteen. He was sad once in a while, but he was never alone in this sadness. I'm like, this fucking guy made Nebraska, and this is the movie that I'm going to watch about this for 2 hours, an hour and 58 minutes. It was so boring at times. Now, I will say, on the positive side, there were moments where I was in. Like, I care about the making of Nebraska. There's some interesting stuff going on there. Like, when he's making the album, when he's in the room with those guys, I'm okay. When he's when Jeremy Strong is negotiating the album, I'm okay. But, when Bruce is sitting there writing on a notebook, double album or why?
My favorite part.
Fucking insanely stupid. Like, this is insulting. Who is this movie for? Is the movie for nutzos like me? When Jeremy Strong says, hey, just so you know, Quincy Jones wants that cut for Cover Me, because Bruce was going to write Cover Me for Donna Summer. He didn't. He kept it himself because he'd written hits for other people. And Landau was like, you got to keep these fucking hits for yourself. So he wrote Protection for Donna Summer, which is a good song. I wish he kept it for Born in the USA. He plays guitar on Donna Summer's single for Protection. Nutzos like me care about that. So they talk about stuff like that, but then they're like, then they have a flashback of a mansion on the hill, and then Bruce Springsteen writes Mansion on the Hill. I'm like, who is this fucking movie for? I don't even know what it was. I applaud the fact they focused on a singular moment in his career. Give me those movies all day. But boy, I don't even know what to give this movie. I have no idea. I'll give it a 62 because I cried twice, so I'll give it a 62. And I will say, forever and forever now, this movie will be for me. Jeremy Strong talking to Meryl Streep's daughter while she moisturizes about Bruce's problem. She is like, I don't give two fucks about this fucking guy. Like, can you ask me about my day? Like, I had a shitty day at work. Like, at one point, I would like Bruce to say to John Landau, John, how you doing? How's things going with you? Instead, it's just all about Bruce. I don't know. The female character is just there for Bruce. They have a composite kid. Just very weird. Long way of saying I'll give it a 62.
62. We've talked about this movie, you and I, for a long time now. And the one thing we asked
Jeff, I thought it would stink. Always, from day one.
The one thing we asked for is it wouldn't be probably in between like a 55 and a 65. That's exactly where it landed.
Yeah.
That's exactly. I'll go quick because you kind of echoed everything. I'm as big, not as big as Bruce Springsteen. You big as a Bruce Springsteen fan as you, but a big fan. A lot of connection with me and my dad. So it means a lot to me. There was some cool stuff in here, and I agree. I think I love the stuff with like trying to get the tape, converted over to make it sound this. Like, I think that's all interesting. But then there's just so many boring, bland things, which we'll absolutely get into, and we'll talk about Jeremy Allen White. And my biggest thing is I just saw Jeremy Allen White, and that's like a huge disconnect for me. 59 out of 100. 2 people who love him, 3 people who, I don't know your level of loving Springsteen, but you guys are obviously not as big a fan. So I'm curious for you guys. I'll start with Kenjac, 62 from Kirk, 59 for me. Kenjac, where do you stand with this? Did you see like what Springsteen is to you, Jeremy Allen White? Where'd you land on it?
Yeah, like for me, I'm definitely not as big a Bruce super fan as you guys. So it's one of those things where I go in and I'm like, if you're making a movie specifically for the super fans, like I can respect that at least. And seeing your guys' perspective on it definitely changes my view on that a little bit. But I just think that there's nothing really compelling about the story the way that they present it, which I think is kind of ironic because the whole point of the story they're trying to show you is like, he really wants to make this because it's important for the artist and the studios, and they're trying to tell the studios, right? Like, we know this is not an entertaining album. We know that, but it's personal to the artist, which is why we want to make it. And that's the struggle they go through the entire movie. And then this movie's going through the exact same thing in a meta sense, where it's like, we know exactly what we're presenting you is not entertaining at all, but you should respect it and be engaged because it's personal to the artist. And I'm just not. Like, I'm just not engaged in it. I felt like this whole thing is so determined to show you that this guy is trying to like, he grew up the hard way. He's blue collar. He's trying to like reconnect with his authenticity and like escape from the studios, basically, right? And this movie just is that. They are the studio here. They are sanitized. They are cliche. They are formulaic. They dive into everything that is inauthentic about musical biopic making in making this, which is very frustrating to me. And I agree with you, Kirk. And I know, Klemmer, you talk about this all the time. Like, I love in biopics when they really just zero in on the singular period versus doing, what do you call it, cradle to grave, whatever.
Yeah.
Hate that. Much prefer this method. It's just, this was not compelling at all. I agree with you, Jeff, too, about like just seeing Jeremy Allen White. And you know what's funny? I saw Mark Blutman, I think, said this too. He said, like, when TV actors, it's very different versus movie actors, where like you see TV actors constantly. So like when you're constantly seeing their face in a certain character over and over and over again, it's different than when it's a movie star where like you're only seeing them once a year in a new character. But like if you're constantly being spanned with this version of like Carmi, right, in The Bear, or if it was Shameless for you with Jeremy Allen White, whatever, and then you watch Springsteen, you just see him. And it's very difficult for me to disconnect that. I think you get a lot of the cool, like, beautiful shots that Scott Cooper does. Like, if you watch Hostiles, there's not a ton of, like, meat on the bone, but it's beautiful, right? You get some of that here, but, like, that's all they got. And it really frustrates me because I would agree with you, too, Kirk, that, like, anytime that he's bouncing off of, like, some of the other actors, like, when he's bouncing off Stephen Graham, this is an amazing movie. This is awesome. And Stephen Graham, I think, knocks it out of the park. But everything else here is just, it's very formulaic, very cliche, very boring. And the one... It's very little spoiler me. There's one scene where me and Gooch like turned and looked at each other like, did they really just fucking do that? And it was the end of the road trip where his friend is like, "Hey, Bruce," and like, looks at him for one last little longing look and then walks away. Like, fuck you, dude. What
the friend character who at some point I actually looked up and like, is this little Stevie? Like, is this supposed to be like, who is this supposed to be? I'm like,
yeah, he's two buddies, Matt and Ned, and I think it's one of them because he talks about the guys in real life about them all the time. I will say before Gooch and Klemmer go, like, again, it doesn't matter, but I get caught up in I can't nitpick, but like Steven Van Zandt is an enormous figure in Bruce Springsteen's life creatively. He's been his best friend for like 60 years almost now. And it produced The River, produced Born USA, and was one of the guys that said to Bruce, just like release Nebraska as is. He doesn't have a line of dialogue in the film.
He was cast for
Not
the movie.
one. The E Street Band is like, Jeremy, at one point, Jeremy was like, yeah, the guys upstairs. And Jeremy Strong's like, yes, they are. And then it's just them like taking their guitars off and what, like Springsteen and Van Zandt, their relationship is enormous, and it's Mark Maron has more lines eventually, than it's wild. And one other thing before I forget is the Jeremy Allen White of it all, which is true. It's also like Chalamet is a big star, but like that Dylan stuff was like 60 years ago. Like 58 years, and you don't see Dylan anywhere. Springsteen is still all over the place. So it's hard to do that when you're still in the middle of kind of popular culture a little bit. It's just a different figure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. My score is a 43, by the way. It's just I
I
never
say the score, yeah,
never really connected with it. But I do think the technicals of it, as far as like how it looked, beautiful. Just the structure, the story was just not compelling to me.
Klemmer, we'll have you go next. What did you think? What'd you give it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a casual Springsteen fan. You know, I've bought some albums, but like it's not like anywhere near what you guys are. You know, I'm very much like down the middle of Bruce Springsteen guy, and I have a lot of the same feelings you guys do about this. I give this a 57. We need to talk about how bad this ending is. The ending is atrocious. People walk.
Something was clearly cut out, right? Sorry, just
Had to have been, right?
Right, they clearly wanted to show music, and then did it. It feels very jolting.
I don't know. It's just bizarre. It's all over the place, meandering. It's strange. People walked out of my theater through the end. I saw it with coworker fights, and he was like, he wanted to walk out too. It was just the ending was so bad. I think there is a great movie somewhere about the making of an album. Like Kenjac said, I love when it kind of isolates on one thing. I enjoyed a lot when Springsteen was like researching like the stuff with the Starkweather. Like, all right, that's kind of interesting. Like, as someone who I don't know the same stuff that you guys know about this, so it's like, oh, this is cool.
Oh, I heard you say this in your video. The idea that the Jeremy Allen White staring a microfilm is not interesting. Like, it's just, I know you like it, I like it too, but it's not great cinema. Him going to the library. I said this
felt like
there is a great story of the making of the album. I said this before. Springsteen's first two albums tanked. He was dead. They said, you have one more album. You have to do this. And he made Born to Run. And like, this is when he brought Landau in and he got rid of his old manager who brought him in from the beginning. And that led to a lawsuit, and his whole career and life was on the line. That's the making of an album. You're right about that. This is not the one.
I at least felt like I was learning something though. Like I didn't know any of that. So like, all right, at least I'm getting something out of this. The other stuff with the girl, like what, like it just felt, it was so wasted. There was so much. I was much happier learning something than I was just watching nonsense in the screen. Or like you said, everything is all about Bruce.
Right.
And he's not speaking like a regular human being. He's like speaking in these weird like Bruce cliches. That was the best part. So I'd love one day to see a movie about an album. Like Kirk, maybe you're right. Maybe it should have been Born to Run, or maybe just a different artist album. But I think that's a good movie. This is not a good movie.
Yeah, it is weird having, going back to what Kirk said in the beginning, it is weird having, like, in the vacuum of why the girlfriend character exists, I understand that you're trying to see, I get what they were trying to say. It's like, oh, you know, the collateral of his personal life, right? But like, you now have two characters between her and John Lando being like, hey, Bruce, pick up the phone. Hey, Bruce, where are you? Hey, Bruce, answering machine, pick up the phone.
I mean, how many times
you only need
right?
one of those.
Yeah, right.
You only need one of those.
Are there more? Were there more missed phone calls or Springsteen walking out of the Stone Pony?
That's my favorite. they got to shoot at the Stone Pony one night.
Oh man,
he'd walk back inside. He'd put on a new shirt and walk back out. Just do it over and over. And they're like, "That's it. We got them all." Gooch, where do you throw it? Final score out of the 5 here.
Also, not just the Stone Pony. Also, while they're like the middle section where they're recording in Midtown Manhattan, they just keep going back and forth to that alley where it's just him and Jeremy Strong. Right. They just keep talking in that alley. But I outright. I mean, I kind of hated this movie. To preface it, I am not like, I like Bruce. I like his big hits. I grew up in the South. He is definitely popular down there, but I did not realize how mythologized he was until I moved to New York and realized his fan base is very rabid and very loyal to him. And it's been interesting to learn about. This movie was not interesting. There's about 5 different movies crammed in here. 4 of them fucking suck. And one of them is called Jerry Maguire. And it's about John Landau fighting for Bruce Springsteen's like rights as an artist. We didn't get that movie. For a movie that is based on true events, it's astonishing how there's like 1.5 real people in this movie. That being Bruce, and then I guess half of Landau. He's like half of a character. It's embarrassed to be a music biopic. Very clearly doesn't ever want to give way to like any of those big moments that you can get an audience like invested into the character. I think the best part of the movie is in that first 5 minutes where it is your cliche biopic. It opens up in Cincinnati, Ohio, at Riverfront Stadium, and Jeremy Allen White gets to let loose and show off what he's been working on. And then he doesn't get to really flex those muscles ever again. It just meanders and meanders. It's boring. I mean, there's really, the only word for it is fucking boring, and just goes and goes and goes. And man, did I hate that ending. I'm at a 35 out of 100.
It's weird. They go back and forth literally between Jeremy Allen White's voice and Bruce's voice, sometimes like from line to line in some of the songs. Mm-hmm. Listen to it. It's strange.
Dude, by the way, the therapy sessions with Lando and his wife, get rid of that shit. That was unbelievable.
Get rid of the entire Faye character too. Like, just wipe her out. Like, she's not needed in any way. This is a movie there's a love story between John Landau and Bruce Springsteen. That's fine. Yes. Go with that. And you can almost make in a world have this movie where Bruce Springsteen doesn't even exist. Like, he exists, but he's just off screen. Landau's fighting.
You do Air. This could be Air, basically.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Fighting. Make it a small little movie about a huge star who's working on 2 albums at the same time. One is a monster, one is Nebraska. He wants to get Nebraska out there. But instead you get Bruce Springsteen lying on this fucking floor a lot. And then Richard Jewell is like in his bedroom. I don't know.
What do you listen to? Suicide.
Yeah. You're right. Like oh yeah. Maybe don't play that over again. Like, okay.
Is this worse than you guys, Jeff and Kirk? Is this worse than you guys thought it was going to be? Better than you thought it was going to be?
Exactly what I thought it was
kind of right in the middle?
The minute I saw the first trailer, I was like, this is what we're going to get. Like, this is what it's a kind of movie where
I guess it could have been. I guess there was a chance it could have been worse.
I guess it's a kind of movie where, like, at the end, Bruce is in the concert at the end. The Born in the USA is now out there, and he walks, and Gabby Hoffman, his mom, is in the hallway, and she's like, "I'm so proud of you, Bruce." And she's like, "Your dad's in there," and she stays out in the hallway for some reason. Like in real life, the mom would walk in with the son into the room, but since this is a movie. He has to be, it's that kind of movie where it's like, well, that definitely, he's told the story about sitting in his dad's lap, but like it was with a bunch of people. It's just such a movie. It's so, I don't know.
It's weird. This movie, like, it talks so much about, like, again, it's a darker movie than a lot of music biopics of this kind of magnitude. And, like, I credit them, for telling that type of, or trying to tell that type of story. But it's almost like they're digging a hole deeper into, like, the pit of cliches while being like, we're not doing cliches, baby. It's like, well, you're just doing, it's him holding up the list of, Glory Days double album, like, right. And then, him, Family Feud is on. I wonder when this was, it's like, Badlands is on TV. It's just like, it's one of those things, like, all right, it's like all those cliches. And we talked about this with Smashing Machine about, doing a movie that maybe isn't exactly true to the story, cutting out some things or adding some things, making it a little falsified just for the entertainment value. The one scene where I was like, okay, maybe there's gonna be some conflict here was between, I almost said Benny Safdie, David Krumholtz, but they're both in Oppenheimer. Actually, they both play characters. They both play characters named Teller. He was Edward Teller in Oppenheimer, and Krumholtz is Teller in this movie. But it's David Krumholtz, the Columbia Records executive, and Jeremy Strong's character, John Landau. And I was like, okay, this is the scene maybe where you put a little back and maybe you drum it up a bit. But it was such a nothing scene of like, all right, that's Nebraska. And you're like, okay, he's going to hate this. He's going to be like, what the fuck is this shit? He's like, yeah, it's like kind of not for me. He's like, but sure. All right.
Right. There's no stake.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
sounds good.
Yeah. He's like, and guess what? No press, and he's not going to be on the cover. All right. I mean, what are we going to do?
I thought he was going to be like, are you?
Hey, what do you want me to disagree with you?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Cool.
Do you expect conflict in this movie?
Right.
Drum it up a little bit. Do something. Give me some fucking conflict outside of just Bruce's depression. It's like, I'm looking at the cast list right now, and I see two people next to Stevie Van Zandt and Max Weinberg. Like they shouldn't even be on the list. Like they were. It's like crazy. That should be an uncredited role. Like that's crazy that they're even on here.
It's better. How much better is this movie if you take that love interest out?
It helps it.
I think it helps. Yeah,
it's less distracting. You just can't. It's so clearly a movie about him and his dad. And that's clearly what it probably just should be about. But then it's like you just distracted with so many different little things, and you're like, oh my God, like what do I want to focus on or care about? And then even like, and again, it's like, but then even in that stuff, which is interesting, it's like they fall into the cliches. The mansion on the hill thing is probably the best example. It's like, oh my God, it's like fucking Christ.
How much better is this movie if the last half hour doesn't exist?
Well, you get rid of the woman the last half hour. It's like a 46-minute movie. It's probably better, honestly. Like
there was a shot of Bruce Springsteen when there's like fire around him. It's in his mind. Yeah. It was the cheapest looking fire.
That was crazy.
I couldn't believe. I couldn't believe this was in a feature film. It looked horrible. That was what I thought you guys would be afraid of watching. That being the entire movie.
Yeah, that was a concern. And Landau in real life, by the way, like famously at the end of Born in the USA, Springsteen recorded like crazy after Nebraska, and wrote all these songs. And Landau was like, "This isn't like we need another hit. Like, this is not going to work unless you give us one more hit." And Springsteen was like, "You fucking right." And they argued. And then Bruce went home that night and wrote Dancing in the Dark. Like, Landau would push back on Bruce. Like, there was none of that in this movie for some reason, where I thought it would be more interesting if Landau was like he was in real life, which is a guy who is not, he was a producer before this, a music critic, who was like, would go after Bruce and be like, "No, this doesn't fucking work. Like, why are you doing this?" There was none of that. He just sat there like almost like he was in love with him. Like, it was just really weird.
They hold hands at one point.
They do hold hands at the end.
Like, oh yeah,
yeah. I thought they were gonna make out.
That was a charge.
Like, I thought the movie was done. Like, they listened to the Sam Cooke song, I think it was, and they were laughing, and I was like, all right, like the record's done. And then he's getting in the car driving to LA with his friend. I'm like, what? And where the fuck are we going?
His friend wearing one of the worst wigs I've seen in a movie in quite some time. Yeah, a bad wig.
Yeah. He calls Land on a payphone. He's like, "Yeah, Johnny, I don't know. This isn't going very well." I'm like, what just happened? And he's at that fair? I'm like, what?
Did anyone else
he's having a panic attack at the fair?
Yeah.
Did anyone else hurt themselves slapping their knee over the where's the case for the tape for the cassette joke?
Oh yeah, good recurring bit.
Last kind of thing on this before we wrap it up, we have to kind of hit most of our points here. Actually, there's two things. There's two quick things. One, there was Scott Cooper did tease a sequel. He said
let's go. I'm in.
He said if you can make 4 movies, you can make more Bruce movies. maybe they'll find a more interesting way to tell a story about Bruce. But the second thing is, for me, this is clearly like it's an actor doing at times a good impression, an imitation of a celebrity. At times, for me, I forgot to mention one thing that took me out with Jeremy Allen White is it's never good when the first thing I say when I see him on screen is like, oh, he's got brown contacts in for this movie.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a good sign. That's not like when that pops out. This compared to Chalamet last year, this is now dropping down the list in terms of Oscar odds. This is now third. For a while, Jeremy Allen White was the favorite to win Best Actor. Then he dropped below Timothée Chalamet. He is now third.
Will not get nominated. Will not happen.
Yeah, I think he's probably. I think if he does, it's because they love music biopics, but he's definitely dropping down the board on our good friends over at DraftKings odds pretty quickly. It's same with Jeremy Strong, by the way. Do you prefer this or do you prefer Chalamet? I'm not a big fan of the Chalamet performance either. Kirk, where do you stand?
Oh wait, Chalamet is much better, but it's a better role too. I mean, this is a brooding, like it's not even, almost not even fair. But Chalamet was alive. There are moments in that movie, you know, in their music biopic weird stuff, but like, you know, even when she goes down the basement and he's singing Mashes of War, like there's just movie moments in that movie that don't happen in this movie. Or like I said last week, the times, you know, where he sings it and Johnny Cash is over there and Seeger's over there. There are stakes. Chalamet was better. He was better. But again, like we'll get into it later. Like it's movie biopic performances are just weird. They're just, it's hard to say what's good and not good, but Chalamet for sure was better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chalamet was. Kirk kind of talked about earlier, where like Bruce is still in our zeitgeist, like he's still around us, and maybe because I wasn't alive when Dylan was at his peak, maybe, but and also Jeremy Allen White is a handsome guy, but he's an odd looking guy. So I don't know if that was so distracting, or like Kenjac said, I like The Bear a lot, so I've seen all those episodes. I felt like I was watching an episode of The Bear. It's the same kind of thing. Tortured genius, doesn't know how to communicate to women. With women, like it was the same role as fucking Carmi. So I don't.
Diner.
I was watching The Bear the whole time. I felt like
stuck in that goddamn diner. Yeah,
two of them. There's the Midtown Diner, and then there's the poor ladies' diner, the made up woman's diner. There are a lot of diners in this movie.
Why?
Yeah, it's Chalamet. I feel like got to play a character. Like I feel like Jeremy Allen White was just told like do exactly what you're doing in other shows that you've done, except we're going to give you an extremely cliche script, nothing to work with. You got to be like. The only way home is through the home of my heart. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, no one talks like that. Speak like a human being. You know what I mean? Like, that is one of the more frustrating things in musical biopics for me. And if they leaned into it, it might have been different. But like you guys have all been saying, like, it just felt like there was 10 movies going on at once here. And they could have really could have honed in on the dad. Could have honed in on the Lando aspect. Could have just cued in on the album. Could have cued in on anything. And just too many cooks in the kitchen here, not to make a pun on Carmi.
59 from me, 62 from Kirk, 43 from Kenjac, 57 from Klemmer, 35 from Gooch.
One more thing. It's Scott Cooper we can put him on the bench for a while too. Like he's made Whitey Bulger and Bruce Springsteen boring. Like it's probably
that's pretty impressive.
It's probably and I like some of his stuff, but like let's demote him somewhere. I don't know, let him do a couple movies on Peacock or something, and then take a look. I've had
Crazy Heart was good.
That was 16 years ago, though, right?
Yeah,
15 years.
A long time ago now.
Yeah, I agree. The stuff in that movie I like a lot, but I don't know.
Benching someone involved in making a movie is a good segue into House of Dynamite, our next review. Directed by Catherine Bigelow, who I'm not talking about. Written by Noah Oppenheim, who I'm talking about pretty heavily there. Catherine Bigelow, Point Break, Hurt Locker, Zero Dark 30. Recently did Detroit. Actually, recently is probably the wrong way to say it. It was like 8 years ago. But her last movie was Detroit. Obviously, very well known for those first three movies. I'm a huge Zero Dark 30 fan. Love that movie. So I thought maybe that's something similar to what we would get here. Noah Oppenheim wrote it. Noah Oppenheim, if you don't know who it is, the former producer on the Today Show, head of NBC News for a while. He very famously was accused of blocking the Ronan Farrow Me Too story that kind of set things off at NBC and all that. He has denied that, but he has written more and more things over the years. He wrote the movie Jackie, the Jackie O movie with Natalie Portman. He wrote the Maze Runner movies, or one of them at least. He wrote Divergent 3 Part 1. Reminder, I don't think they ever made Part 2. Or was released on like DirecTV Stream.
Spectrum.
Spectrum.
Straight to Spectrum Special.
Spectrum Special, yeah. That's fucking unbelievable. And then he also recently did something called Zero Day with Robert De Niro on Netflix, which this reminds me a lot of that. House of Dynamite is a high-stakes political thriller. When an unidentified intercontinental ballistic missile is detected heading toward the United States, the government's key departments scramble to identify the attacker and decide how to respond. The film tracks core players, including the president, military leadership, intelligence officers, and FEMA officials as they navigate an unfolding nuclear crisis and ponder whether retaliation is justified. Pretty star-studded cast: Idris Elba, Rebecca Ferguson, Jared Harris, Tracy Letts. Was in theaters very briefly, very brief, very, very brief theater run from Netflix. I saw a screening of it. Gooch, you saw it at a film festival. 79%, 77% splits on Rotten Tomatoes. The audiences are pretty, they enjoy it. Don't love it, but don't hate it. 7.0 on IMDb, 75 on Metacritic. I was stunned by that. Letterboxd 3.1. I'll start out with you, Gooch, because you saw it first. We will mark when we're gonna. I'm gonna say this with a good chuckle. We will mark when we're gonna spoil it. So don't spoil it yet. Gooch, what did you what did you give it?
Yeah, so I saw this at the New York Film Festival, which is always fun seeing these movies at the festivals because people, once the movie ends, you get that big reaction, and people always make fun of those big standing ovations. But it's just a way, all the artists who worked on the movie are in the building. They're never gonna get recognition outside of that. So here's your chance. People were fucking flabbergasted. I've never seen a reaction after a movie ended quite like that one. A lot of looking around. Yeah. This has a lot of quintessential Catherine Bigelow stuff in it where it can get your heart racing. I'll give it credit for that. It's very good at getting you invested in you'll see the structure when you watch it. It's very good at getting you to a point and being oh my God, what's going to happen next? Well, I don't want to spoil, but not much. It's a movie that edges you for about 2 hours and you never get to come. Blue balls to the max. I do think there's a lot of fun performances in here. I think there's an interesting dive into how, the chain of command works in situations like this. And I think it's very technical in that respect. And you can hear them talk about it. They had generals on set, walking them through, different specialists on set, walking them through how this would play out, but good Lord, does not follow through. And maybe that's the point, but it just does not work for me. I landed a 40 out of 100, and it's a very frustrating movie to think about because I do think there's an ending where it does work, but it just went the complete opposite direction.
What'd you give it? Sorry, I couldn't hear you when you said
40 out of 100.
40 out of 100. Kirk, what did you give it?
So if 9/11 had happened, say in 1996. And Catherine Bigelow had made her version of Zero Dark 30 in 1998 or something, or 2000. She would have got back in those days. She would have got an executive producer deal with CBS to have a TV show with Jerry Bruckheimer. She would have directed it. This would have been the pilot of that on CBS, a 2-hour special. That's what it felt like to me. To the point where that second act end with Tracy Letts, where he's "What do we do? What do we press the button on your?" And it goes it's literally like a commercial going CBS show in 2000 or something. The problem with this for me is I am a sucker for these kind of movies. People sitting around. Do I press the button? Do I make the phone call? What do I do? Whether it's Fail Safe. There was a small movie with Jeffrey Lurie. I think, he directed with Kevin Pollak called Deterrence. Came out in 2000. Small, not great, but I love movies like that where it's what the fuck are we gonna do? What the fuck are we gonna do? What do we do? And somebody makes a big decision. It just keeps replaying itself. Boy, do I not care about that guy running into the White House. Boy, do I not care about that FEMA woman. Boy, do I not care about the guys flying those planes.
This isn't exactly a spoiler, but it is told from in 3 different ways, 3 different perspectives, which is important to know. We're gonna the second we give our last score, we're spoiling this, by the way. Just ahead.
I don't even know how to. I don't even know how to. So I would say I like when they're in the room. I like when they're in the room originally with Rebecca Ferguson, the crew. I like with Tracy Letts. I like that stuff. I don't even hate I'm okay with the president stuff at the end. But just leave me in that room and give me an ending, and I'm okay with it. I like the over-the-top music. I like the Catherine Bigelow of it all, obsessed, these people obsessed with stuff and overthinking it. And you can tell they've been, like Gooch said, you could tell they've been clearly the experts on the set. I like that. It's clean. It's smart. And then it lets me down so much that I'm I don't even know what to do with it. I was kind of at a 68 or 70. I'm going to subtract 30 points because of the ending from this and land at a 38.
Oh.
Have to. I mean, you have to. A movie where I'm not spoiling anything, but a movie like this, you have to give me something at the end. You have to. Have to. That's a must.
Kenjac. Yeah, I'm ready to really rant on this. Kenjac, you're up.
Yeah, I'm at a 35. This was a bad movie on a couple of fronts, and I'm with you specifically, Kirk. Like, I like movies like this. I like Situation Room stuff. And they do that in Zero Dark 30 to a great degree.
Right. Yeah.
And other movies do this same structure, and it works. Like, I think a movie I thought of after this wrapped up was The Last Duel. Like, The Last Duel, you get 3 perspectives of the same event, but it's like you cut off the last 20 minutes of it where it all converges. So this, to me, it felt like such a frustrating example of like bad storytelling. And part of it is like Bigelow, and I guess to a bigger extent like Oppenheimer, I guess, because it's all in the writing. But like every time you get to sit with an actor for a little bit and sit in a situation and the story, and like it starts building up, it's almost like you have J.R. Smith or whatever, and they're starting to get hot. They just hit 2 threes and you pull them to the bench. Like stuff is starting to get interesting. We're going to a new story. You like what's happening here? We're going somewhere else. And I hated that. I hated it so much. And I was like, okay, well, maybe it'll all come together in the end and it'll all work out. And it just doesn't. And it really was like every time they did that swap, it was such a speed break to me, and it was so jarring, and it frustrated the shit out of me. And I really didn't like it at all. I think Catherine Bigelow is one of the more talented female directors that's working right now. And I think that this was just, she didn't want to move off the script. She thought it was smart. And I think maybe they really loved what happened in Zero Day. I don't know why, because that was also a fucking bore. But this was just, it was such a frustrating movie. I like that you get to see the response stuff. I know what they were trying to say with it, and like being like, this is the bigger conversations that would be happening. It's not a big action movie, whatever. But like that to me is just more of a documentary. That's not a movie. That's not entertainment. That's just like you may as well, like, I would rather watch a documentary on situational room stuff with nuclear response than watch a movie like that ever again. So very frustrating to me. 35 out of 100. I think all the actors did great. Like, I don't think I'm looking at that and being like, wow, that was a really bad performance. But like, there was just so many, like you were saying, Kirk, too, like just characters. Why the fuck are we talking to this guy from the Night Agent? Why are we talking to this female, like female person? When it's so much of it is such a bore to me. Rebecca Ferguson, pick some better projects. You deserve better than this. But yeah, 35 out of 100 for me.
I'm just gonna forget before Klemmer goes. I'm like, we're gonna kill Oppenheimer for the script, which is correct. But let's be fair about this. Catherine Bigelow is a big figure. Clearly, she has a final cut deal with Netflix. Clearly, like, she watched Zero Day. She worked, like, she chose this project. Like, she chose the script. So like, let's not. We'll kill the rabbit. Like, she doesn't make a lot of movies, and this is the fucking script she decided to make. Is nuts to me. Crazy.
Yeah, you're right.
Clemmer, am I sensing a good score?
I can see his body language.
No.
Okay.
No, not a good score. I'm at a 58. So like I didn't love this. I was enjoying the hell out of this. The first act, like the Rebecca
I would disagree with you there.
stuff.
I liked some stuff
for
sure.
I was in.
I like the, like Kirk was saying, like situation room stuff. I think that like the element of a nuclear war, how we'd respond, is really fascinating. I've always been interested in that. So seeing that stuff was really interesting. The fact that it just double back and triple back in the same story, a lot of it the same exact lines. It's like, that is where it's like, oh, it's so frustrating. I think the movie is actually good at some things. I think it's really good at showing how kind of that half hour would be. Let's see the half hour or the hour after the event happens. Show us how people react to that. Because there must be some sort of playbook when that happens. Like, show how the country would, rush in to help that city if that city was in danger. Like, show that sort of thing. If you don't want to have it be personal stories too, then don't have Jared Harris all up in arms about his daughter.
There should be a rule: Jared Harris shouldn't play an American, like a high.
Well, it never ends well.
I don't think that guy. Is he supposed to be American?
I thought so. He didn't sound like it.
I don't know.
That's
crying.
fair.
He has to be. Well, I would imagine.
I guess. Yeah. I didn't. Yeah, he's right, Klemmer. Another one I didn't care about. It's a coin flip. Like, I heard that 90 times. I got you. We got you. I like him. I mean, Mad Men. I'm a fan, but yeah.
Yeah. So it was a frustrating experience. I probably took off, say, instead of 30, like 15 for the ending. And Gooch made a good point. Like, the more you think, I think it was Gooch or Kenjac, the more you think about it, the more frustrating it is. like when I think back on it now, I don't think back on it warmly, which is kind of frustrating because I really enjoyed the first 40 minutes like a lot. So
give me Rebecca have Rebecca Ferguson be Jessica Chastain for
the blueprint's there.
90 minutes.
Like she fucking made a movie.
We're done. Like let's have the president. Like we're good. Like that's a movie.
How about you just don't tell the same story 3 times?
Yeah, right.
How about that?
For me, 40 out of 100. I wish. Look, I know it costs money. I know it's expensive. I wish more movies had that moment, like in when they made Back to the Future, and they're like, "Oh man, this ain't working. We got to find a new Marty." Because they should have done that with this, but they should have been like, "Should we maybe just like stick with just Rebecca Ferguson's character? Maybe we shouldn't do this 3 different times." The end. So we're gonna spoil it right now. It's an ambiguous ending. It's implied, I would think, that the thing goes off.
I don't even know. Maybe.
I don't think it is, Jeff. You mentioned 3 times that it won't.
I believe that's the implication, but it is ambiguous. It is ambiguous. So you can look at it however you want to look at it. I love ambiguous endings. Love them. They're great. I don't like an ambiguous ending when you've told the story 3 fucking times. That's where you completely. If this had just been Rebecca Ferguson's character from start to finish, I actually think it's probably the more interesting way to do it. Is an ambiguous ending? It's like, okay, because I read an interview with Noah Oppenheim. He said the interesting question is not whether or not the bomb goes off. It's should one person have the power to decide mankind's fate, and are we comfortable with these weapons in our real? I'm paraphrasing a little bit there. It's like, oh, wow, what a fucking impossible question to answer. It's like, no one likes the bombs. So that's what he said. So obviously they want you to just like focus on that. I am perfectly okay with that if it's just Rebecca Ferguson's character and you tell a cohesive story and you care about the characters. But I didn't care about anybody because you don't spend enough time with anybody. The people being impacted, really, you never fucking see except very, very much at the end. Jared Harris' daughter, played by
Caitlin Dever, yeah.
Yeah. What, it's such a random role for her.
Wasted time.
That was crazy. You don't care about any of them. You don't care about
Lee.
Yeah, right. You don't. You just don't care about anybody. So to
Gettysburg.
I understand that you want those questions to be asked, and I understand you want the audience to think that way. But to just do the same 30-minute or whatever chunk 3 different times, I just think it's a bananas move on their part. It's a terrible.
If you stick with for a movie like that, like a Situation Room, like thriller, you can't give me. I want an ambiguous ending. Fine, No Country for Old Men. Fine, whatever. But for this kind of movie, you got to give me something. Like
That's fair.
It's just that kind of movie. Like that should be an old-fashioned 90-minute thriller. Like just give me something at the end. I don't need nuance in a Catherine Bigelow.
You can still ask those questions as an audience member, even if it goes off. But like for me, it's like, again, I can excuse that if you tell it the right way. But to what they did, it's not even in the realm of what I thought could happen with this. I'm like, okay, well, clearly they're going to give you an ending here because they're retelling you the same fucking thing 3 times. Maybe you're supposed to pluck a couple things out of here and there, but then it just doesn't. It shows Anthony Ramos puking in a field in the movie.
I forgot he was in the movie.
Yeah.
It's just. I'll tell you what, too. For me, and this is kind of my thing with 0 Day too. Noah Oppenheim, I know he worked in news, and I would assume that's part of it. I give him credit to an extent for his extensive research and mastering of terms and lingo, but I think he gets so bogged down in that it loses so much personality. It's like, okay, we like
just documentary.
Right. I respect that. I respect that you have everything lined up. The things Tracy Letts says are what they would say in this, like all that stuff. But like, give me some fucking personality, because you are doing that at the expense of any ability for me to connect to the characters. It's just like these jargon machines, and I'm like, that's not. And again, I would assume, I don't know him, but my assumption would be the fact that he did work in news. That's a big part of it. So that's like an obsession in making sure it's like super, super accurate. But I don't think that was necessary at all. Did anyone else think that this could have been a better like limited series, like 6 episodes, one with if it had an ending? If it had an ending, would have been a better limited series. You get one with Rebecca Ferguson, you get one with Jared Harris, the one with that. I think that might have worked a little better. At least you would have cared about somebody.
Then you see the same story 6 times. Like, I don't want to do that either.
But at least the ability, Okay, I'm not. What you said is completely spot on. I'm not saying hear the same fucking dialogue over and over again, but like at least let me spend some time with characters that I can at least develop because you just don't get any of that here. You get none of that. It's such a fake out after the first 40 minutes.
Have you ever seen The Day After with Steve Gutenberg? It's like a 1983 movie.
Oh yeah, the TV movie that where everyone freaked out. Yeah.
Like, what if this is a doubleheader? Like, the first movie is this House of Dynamite, and then you get The Day After, because then you actually get some sort of resolve or resolution to this thing blowing up.
Yeah, that was a fucked up movie, by the way. I watched that in school. That was a scary movie.
Wasn't there a movie that recently came out that referenced that movie that had it playing in the background or something? That's gonna drive me nuts.
I remember.
By the way, this movie and Friendship, I think, are the two movies this year that have the Obama Situation Room in the background. They have photos in both films.
Yeah, one did it better than the other. Yeah.
It also answers the question, Klemmer, that I know you're concerned about. So Angel Reese was in this film with Jared Harris, who was in Lincoln with Tommy Lee Jones, who was in JFK with Kevin Bacon. So that's how it, yeah. You can go the Rebecca Ferguson, Tom Cruise way through A Few Good Men if you want, but that's the way. This will be the beginning of an interesting and varied film career, I think, for Angel Reese, which is important.
We saw the president take 2 jump shots, but we'd not see a nuclear bomb go off.
That is true.
It's just, I think it really comes down to, and I really think there's a comparison point here to The Last Duel, where I don't think The Last Duel is perfect by any sense, but like it's kind of cool in 3 acts to see 3 totally different perspectives of the same event and then have it converge, right? The lack of that convergence really, the more I think about it, it's so frustrating. And people were bitching at me when I posted my review of it. They're like, "Oh, you're just a fucking dumbass that needs a big action Michael Bay. This isn't a Michael Bay movie. You need a big action thing." Like, no, dude, I just can't be blue-balled 3 separate times and still be deprived of the climax. Like, again, like you guys have all been stressing, like this is a singular story. You're just following Rebecca Ferguson the whole time, all the way to the end.
That's the biggest defense.
Totally fine. Triple blue balls it's never going to play for me. Never.
What's the reaction on this, Jeff? Is there any chance this would get any sort of even a Golden Globe nomination, or is this just going to be gone?
I'm curious where it's at on Gold Derby. I'll take a look. My guess is that it's plummeted down the charts faster than Springsteen did.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's a lock for that end of the year Obama best movies of the year. It's a lock.
Oh
yeah. Also, does this movie do the questions that this movie's getting at, do they change at all if you show the bomb going off at the end? Like, that doesn't change.
No, I would agree. I don't. I understand him saying we didn't want that to be the focus. Fine. I don't necessarily agree with it, but but no, it probably doesn't. I don't think it does. House of Dynamite right now, it did plummet pretty hard on Gold Derby. It's now 11. So it was before it was in the top.
It was high up, right, Jeff?
It was. It was middle of the pack, I think. So now it's not even. I would assume that's going to continue to fall fast.
Good.
Yeah. This was a tough one.
Wait, so for Gooch with the film festival, when it ended, was everyone like that? Was that the main question? Everyone was just saying out loud, like, "What the fuck?" Like,
yeah. Just immediately, people are trying to be polite because there's like 30 cast members in the audience and like people worked on it, but you could just tell people are like looking around. Like there was like 3 minutes of clapping compared to like the usual like 10 to 15, and it was just a very awkward experience. And they're up on stage, and you could tell like Tracy Letts, just one of our best writers working right now, and you could tell when he's getting questions about this script, he's like, "Yeah, we had people in the room to make sure everything was, all the jargon was up to snuff," and you could tell he's like talking about this material, and he's like, "This is just dog shit."
Mm-hmm.
Kathy Bigelow's another one now. What, Zero Dark 30 was 2012? Is that right?
Yeah, man.
Which has made Detroit and this, so she'll make another movie for like 5 years. So now we're talking 20 years in between. It's just,
she looked fantastic.
Cameron alimony. I mean, she doesn't have to work for the rest of her life if she doesn't want to.
True.
How old is she? She's,
I think 70.
She's probably
73. I don't know if we're going to get more movies.
73. I would never have guessed that.
She looks fantastic.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Good God.
40 from me, 38 from Kirk, 35 from Kenjac, 58 from Klemmer, 40 from Gooch. Wow. Yeah, it's tough. In terms of full reviews, no Justin reviews this week. Justin is out. For those who don't know, Kirk's producer Justin occasionally helps out at Monster Jam events, serving I think ices or snow cones. Yep. So he's not. That's not a joke, by the way. He's not around.
Yeah, those shows. Yeah, he's at like various arenas. His buddy, losers of all time, is in charge of it. He sells Yeah, Justin sells like slushies at those things or something. Yeah.
That's not a joke, by the way. For those who don't know him, that's
what's
not
a better
joke.
ending of the two movies this week?
Good question.
At least. I mean, actually,
this is a good question.
I will say it's like you say you want an ending, then you see the Springsteen ending, you're like, maybe I don't want an ending. I don't know. Maybe that's. Imagine, I thought it was an end when he was just crying. But go back to Springsteen. I thought the movie was about to go to black and go to credits when he was crying. I was like, holy shit.
That would have been a better ending, I think.
Maybe.
House of Dynamite is a better third act.
For sure.
You see it 3 times. You really get to enjoy it.
Did you guys like the president stuff on the plane?
I didn't love the third. I didn't like
rushed to me. Very rushed.
Yeah.
I actually liked in the beginning when they couldn't get him on. I'm like, oh, nice. The president won't be involved till maybe maybe that's like the whole point of this one. It's like, oh, you're seeing the people, under the like that. But then obviously he's like a huge
like fucking like Designated Survivor like spin-off or something. I don't know.
One of the all-time shows. One of the all-time.
It is a show that existed. No one can deny it.
You know what?
It really did.
The day after, it was not in anything recent. I watched The Americans the first time last summer, and they talk about the day after The Americans.
Great show. Phenomenal show. By the way, watch The Diplomat. Good on Netflix.
Okay. So next week we will be doing Begonia, which we'll talk about maybe very briefly because Klemmer and I saw it, but we won't touch on it too much. From Yorgos Lanthimos with Emma Stone and an awesome Jesse Plemons. And then I don't know what our second movie is going to be. It could be Shelby Oaks from famed YouTube movie reviewer Chris Stuckman. Might also have to do Regretting You, but we'll see. We'll see what's more readily available.
Not Frankenstein, Jeff?
Frankenstein's not on Netflix. We're going to wait till it's on Netflix because at this point we may have to wait another week. Okay. But everyone can see it. It's still not fully everywhere yet. There's a lot of people I know are having a hard time finding it. The sponsor of Project Big Screen is none other than Game Time, the best and only place you should ever go to buy tickets. I've been to so many different things, thank you to Game Time, big and small too. Regular season baseball games, college football games, small concerts, stand-up comedy, but also the Rose Bowl, the college football playoff, some big-time Bruce Springsteen concerts, some big-time things, some small-time things. It doesn't matter because with Game Time, it's all easy. My favorite thing, fees are upfront and always included because these other websites, you go to buy a ticket, you're like, oh, good price. And you go to the checkout window and it balloons up by 100. You're like, what the hell is this? Not with Game Time. Game Time, it's simple, straightforward, ticket transfer easy. You see it all right there. I actually just bought for a family member tickets to go see Billie Eilish in November here in Austin. It's like, just moved back, got to buy some tickets to different events here. Guess what? $230 right off the floor, front row. All thank you to Game Time. The best, easiest deals. You can do it a month out, 6 months out, or the day of. And you're going to find the best options for you to attend the event. Because in the end, you want to stress about getting there. You want to stress about being at the event, not the ticket purchasing part. That should be the easy part. With Game Time, that's exactly what happens. Take the guesswork out of buying concert tickets, sporting event tickets, whatever, you name it. Download the Game Time app today. Create an account and use code PROJECT. Get $20 off your first purchase, which, depending on what event you might go to, that might be half the bill right there. Terms apply. Again, create an account. Use code PROJECT, PROJECT, for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. Let's talk about some movie news here. We also going to have our interview with our good buddy Michael Waldron, who Chad Powers really starting to burn up the charts. People watching more and more. I know he's got a hand in the upcoming Avengers movie as well. The old Loki showrunner, our good buddy Michael Waldron, Gooch and Kenjac have talked to him. So we'll play that after this segment. But first up, speaking of Disney things, this was kind of the big movie news of last week. This was crazy. Disney apparently canned a Steven Soderbergh Ben Solo movie despite approval from Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm. Kathleen Kennedy getting flowers for the first time from people on social media, maybe ever. People are like, oh, whoa, maybe we've disrespected her too much. So she approved this movie, apparently. I mean, I didn't really apparently, like Steven Soderbergh talked about it. It was going to be a hunt for Ben. So this sounds, I mean, I love Soderbergh. I think we all do. This would have been an awesome departure and something different. What a whiff from Disney this was. Jesus Christ.
It was Bob Iger too, right?
Yeah, it was
Bob
Iger.
Iger was one who was like, nope.
Mm-hmm.
Which stunned me because I'm like, that's a Bob Chapek move right there. But no, it was Iger. Yeah.
I mean, he's a great, interesting filmmaker. And do I care about really Ben Solo's journey? Not so much, but like Soderbergh's interested. Obviously, other directors we'll talk about. I don't. I don't really get. I don't understand the. I mean, it must be something we don't know. Iger's a smart guy. I don't know what we're missing here.
What is it? He said that he doesn't understand how how Kylo Ren could have lived. Which again, the movie franchise, which somehow Palpatine survived. Yoda's fucking force ghosting his way across 15 generations. Like, you can do that. It's Star Wars. People can live through
Darth Maul in half. Like, it's not right. Yeah, it's not complicated.
Yeah. Oh, it's just frustrating. The thing is, my initial reaction to this is like, oh, that's dumb. But then the other reaction to it is like, Soderbergh is such an interesting director. Like, he experiments and he swings for the fences. And sometimes it's like you get a presence. You get stuff like Black Bag. And those movies probably wouldn't exist if he was being bogged down doing a Star Wars movie with Adam Driver. But for Adam Driver's perspective, I kind of understand why he's a little disappointed, because his last few movies, he's picked the right directors, but had very bad movies to come out of it. House of Gucci, Ferrari, like.
Oh, what's 71? What's the
65 Megalopolis. Like the dinosaur space movie, it's just not work. Even Last Duel, which you can consider like not totally worked out. So I get for him, he could have had something. But for Soderbergh, I'd much rather him be making stuff like Presence, like Black Bag, like experimenting, doing weird stuff, even if it makes like a Let Them All Talk, which is dog shit. I don't care, as long as he's trying. I don't want him bogged down in Star Wars.
There was a rumor as well, which I will note. This came from a source. We've actually done stuff with him before. The Snyder, Jeff Snyder, released a rumor that Fincher was also potentially going to do a Star Wars movie, and it never got down the road because he wouldn't get final cut. I don't know if that's true or not. The Soderbergh thing is like confirmed, because it came from the source itself.
Soderbergh talked about it, yeah.
Yeah, so Soderbergh said that. The Fincher thing that's a complete rumor. Though it does bring up the idea that, could you imagine 15 years ago saying in 15 years you're going to be disappointed that David Fincher didn't do a Star Wars movie because everything else he's doing he doesn't exist basically in 2020.
Slave to Netflix.
He basically isn't. He is not, like, he's not a real person anymore. It's insane.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, if it's true, it's wild. I mean, my favorite director, but a working director, but he's gone. We've lost him. So. Yeah, it would have been crazy. Like Soderbergh and Fincher can't direct movies for Star.
Star Wars.
I don't know.
I'll also add the timing of the stories was a bit strange, because if you guys remember, the Friday before there was like this Lucas article where he comes out and he says, "Yeah, I don't give a shit about anything with Star Wars anymore. Like, the Disney stuff is like, I don't care about it." And then 2 days later, you get these stories dropping like concurrently. I do wonder if there's something behind the scenes happening with Lucasfilm and Star Wars, a tension there that, has flared up a bit.
There's also, I will say too, he said something recently that I kind of rolled my eyes at from George. I was like, George, relax. He said something about like adding Star Wars stuff to his museum. He was like, I guess I had to do it. It's like, just put the Star Wars stuff in your fucking museum, George Lucas. Like, let's not.
Isn't Star Wars stuff in his museum?
No, he does, but he was like, I had to put it in there because otherwise people would have been asking, like, why isn't it?
Yeah, I think people would be asking that if they went to the George Lucas Museum.
Yeah,
question.
All due respect, you probably want some Star Wars stuff there.
Yeah,
I'd like to see Lucas direct a fucking Star Wars movie before somebody's
for real.
This is how long. This is how big a circle we're in now. So, but now Fincher will go friggin'. He'll do this Tarantino movie, then he'll do some other Netflix movie 5 years from now. It's depressing. That's depressing.
The Star Wars stuff is one gallery out of 33, and I did it grudgingly. I didn't want people to come to the museum and say, "Where's?" Just like, shut the fuck up. Just
what are the other 32 galleries?
Checks? Like, what are we?
Yeah.
What's happening in this museum?
Your museum exists because of Star Wars. Don't
Radioland murders they produced. Like, what's in there?
I'm not gonna lie. I want to go to this museum now. Where is this museum?
It's unbelievable. It is. I walked by it last year. I went to Penn State USC last year, and it's right next to USC Stadium. They're right next to the Coliseum. I will say, you're going to get an unbelievable amount of advertising for it during the Olympics in a couple of years. It's right there, and it looks insane.
You gotta go, Jeff. You're not. Yeah.
I opened right. It's opening like basically right after I move. It's like it's unbelievable. You're going to see it so many times during the Olympics. It's going to blow you. It's crazy. It looks like a Star Wars ship right there in the heart of LA. Cool. I definitely want to go see it at some point. Rocky news. How about this? We talked about a Rocky biopic. Did you see the Coogler quote, or the Stallone quote about Coogler? Mm-hmm. Apparently, the initial script for Creed, he wanted Rocky to die from like Lou Gehrig's disease, and that was Stallone's sticking point. I guess they had the same agent. He's like, I don't want to do it. I'd rather a character like this just ride off into the sunset. And I gotta say, I feel like 9 out of 10 times in Hollywood that's a bad idea, but I think that was they nailed it. Like that's a great sticking point from Stallone to be like, nah. I think the way they went about it was perfect. It was he basically wrote off. He did go to another movie, but like the cancer stuff that all worked out in Creed perfectly. I think, right?
And even Creed 2 was kind of a nice send off for him. Like it's back with a kid. Like that was fine. I don't need Rocky. Stallone famously wanted to kill him off when he wrote Rocky 5. And he wound up changing his mind. So like you can't kill. We know Sylvester Stallone is going to play Rocky Balboa again on screen. Like let's cut the bullshit here. Like it's going to happen at some point. It could be Creed 6, but he's going to do it. I don't need Rocky dying in Creed 1. No. And he should have won the best Oscar for that movie too.
Yes, absolutely.
The Bridge of Farts. Fucking give me a break.
Gross.
That was.
I said that's like the best part of the movie is the relationship between Rocky and Creed. I mean, you got a white uncle.
It gets like, goosebumps anytime I watch that movie and he's in the hospital and they're like, oh, it's incredible.
It's like Creed 3 is like having like anime fights or something in some right. I'm like, where's Stallone? Give me some Stallone.
This is insane news. We did think Barack Obama was going to be playing the Cowardly Lion in Wicked for good. It is not. There was a big tease that the Wicked Cowardly Lion actor would turn heads when he stepped onto the red carpet. It would be unbelievable. The actor, Coleman Domingo.
Missed opportunity.
Great actor.
Oh, great.
Great actor.
Great voice actor, too.
And Sing Sing. Yeah. Sing Sing was an unbelievable failure in terms of A24's marketing. They completely failed that movie. Coleman Domingo, I don't think qualifies as the head turner that JoJo. I just does not work.
I mean, anytime the third build guy from the Four Seasons is the is the huge star, it's not. He's a good voice. He's a great it would be fine. It was just I do think I wonder. There was so much online speculation and Twitter buzz, even as a joke, it was going to be James Corden. I think they actually accelerated the announcement because they were like, we can't fuck around with this. Like.
It's in this day and age.
Like it's just him. Like this is it. Here he is.
Yeah.
Is there a time? I know this movie comes out in a month. Could you get Obama somehow to get in there and maybe in post?
Work it out. Get some ADR going.
Missed opportunity. I'm telling you.
Well, he's shooting a sequel now for Delivery from Nowhere. It's the podcast of him and Springsteen, the making of that.
Yeah.
So, they're going in.
And Mark Maron.
Things we've been watching. Kirk, anything extra you've seen recently?
Yeah, well, 2 things. So I finished the Scorsese. I'm fully in on the Scorsese documentary on Apple. Great, fantastic. Did you watch it, Gooch, or no?
I mean, 3 episodes in. Yeah. You're not learning anything new, but if you're a movie fan, it's just fascinating to go through his career and hear from like the pillars of his life.
Pure nostalgia, like complete. Yeah, right. But like, it's very watchable. And I watched the Klemmer. Did you watch the Expos documentary on? Did I talk to you about this, Jeff, or no?
I watched it.
Did you watch the Klemmer, the Expos documentary on Netflix?
I didn't.
Yeah, what'd you think, Jeff? I watched it. It was your basic Netflix,
Yeah, it was not. It just it wasn't as interesting as I thought it would be.
That could almost be, if you really dug in, like a 6-part series, like legitimately.
Yes,
like if you really went in. But they
it's too surface level on stuff that should be way more interesting and fascinating. Because even just the contraction era of Major League Baseball is fascinating and kind of a lost story that I feel like people nowadays just don't either remember or know about.
Right.
And so I think just that alone could have been a bigger focus. But it didn't do a ton. Also, one of the strangest back and forth of people speaking French and English I've ever seen. Like I couldn't, like sometimes they were speaking French, sometimes they were speaking English, and it felt like they was just like a preference in the moment, whether they wanted to or not.
Very surface for an hour and a half. I'm surprised. Klemmer, who says if a new expansion team happens, you're going to move there, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and you're a huge baseball. You purport to be a huge baseball guy. We're not sure.
Hasn't watched Defus.
Yes.
Well,
I haven't watched Defus. Good point. Hasn't watched.
Did you read? I read the book. One of Kenjac's good friends, Jonah Carey, wrote it. But the book
I don't think that's necessary.
The book is quite good. The book is very good.
Yeah.
Would I learn anything watching this documentary?
You haven't seen it, but it feels like it's right up your alley. But yeah,
all right.
I understand it's not that cartoon you went to see last week.
Clemmer had no time for it.
He was
too busy seeing Klemmer was too busy seeing pets on a train.
By yourself, legitimately just should be arrested right there and castrated and just thrown in a fucking prison. Like,
why?
Do you go by yourself to see that movie, Klemmer?
I sit in the front row. I don't bother anyone. And the second it's over, I leave.
Creep.
No one.
What's it called, Jeff? What's it called?
Pets on a train.
Pets on a train. There was one other person in there with me, another adult. That's it. So there's no castration.
Yeah, Larry Nassar. What's the what is the? Can you give us that's something you're watching? Can you give us a review? Are we going to cover that film, Jeff, on Project Big Screen?
I think we're no. And by the way, for those wondering, this is not a Pixar, a DreamWorks, a Sony animation.
It's foreign, right?
It's French.
It's a French PG animated kids movie.
Give us a quick one, Clem. That's what you're seing this week.
What I'm seeing
that's something you saw. So give.
Yeah, we want to hear about.
No. This movie stinks. The lead character's name is Falcon. It's a raccoon. They must say the word Falcon 400 times.
It's called Falcon Express in France. Yeah.
Oh my God! If I never hear the word Falcon, like it's crazy. And there's a bunch of pets, animals on the street. It's like The Bad Guys, but like the Walmart version. It's terrible.
The Bad Guys.
They only put it out. The only reason it's in 1,000 screens is because there's no other movies for kids out there. There's no family. So we'll put this out there, so we'll trick people to go in.
You have to see it. You have to see it.
I have to see everything 1,000 screens.
No, you don't. There's no.
No, that was the rule I made of myself this year.
You can break
Once
that rule.
the year's over, I can maybe change that a little bit. I'm still going to see.
You keep doing this after this year?
I see.
I might.
People who know me. I see everything, but there's some movies each year that I will kind of check mark and say that will be at home. I just can't go to the theaters. This is one of those.
You're gonna watch this
in the middle of the movie, turn into like a family of 6 with like fucking fight. Like I keep saying Falcon. This is unbelievable.
Birthday party.
Wait, why are you poo-pooing him watching it at home in like the privacy of his own home versus?
Why would he watch it at home? Why would you watch this at home?
Why would you watch this in theaters?
I watch everything. My point being,
both unnecessary, by the way. No one's disputing that. Yeah,
for sure. But my point being, this is This is not a trip. I feel like you didn't need to make a trip to theater on this one.
Well, I mean, it's on my way home. It's like it's on the way home from work. Like it's just.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Okay, that changes it. Then then you should definitely go see it. Yeah.
No, no one should see this. This movie stinks.
I can't believe this is in 1,000 screens, and EFIS was.
Neither could I. You know how pissed I was when I saw that. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
That is crazy. Wow, the crisp 87 minutes. You did also see Begonia.
And also Blue Moon too.
Yes, I also saw Blue Moon. I think we'll wait.
Good,
Maybe wait on that for everyone to see it. We'll kind of give all thoughts. But Begonia, we are going to do a full review. But very interesting movie. Like absolutely worth discussing for many reasons.
And Begonia's, I won't really say anything about it. I enjoyed it a lot. Didn't love the ending. Jesse Plemons is incredible. Emma Stone's really good.
We will talk more about it next week. I sat next to a guy. I've been going to the Alamo Draft House a lot here because in Austin, that's where they play it's actually credit to them. There's been a lot more this year than I ever remember. Smaller movies because of the Draft House and they're just getting more and more in there. So that's where I've been going. I like the Draft House. I'm a Cinemark guy myself, but there is a thing with the full service food that drives me nuts. And the guy next to me in Begonia, which it's a funny movie, but it's a dark funny movie. You would have thought he was watching fucking Airplane for the first time. He was cackling up and down the aisle. He couldn't leave it, and he was smacking on the loudest Caesar salad for the first 45 minutes of that movie. Croutons, the lettuce. It was unbelievable. Stunned.
I can't do the dine-ins for movies that you need to focus in on. Like I could do that on Fast and Furious, no problem. But hearing some guy chowing down on a half chicken while you're trying to watch the
Alamo, they do. I mean, you do feel like, with the exception that you feel you're in an old school theater. They have a guy. The other day I walked out of Springsteen. They even have the guy walks out and the lobby goes, Black Phone 2 now playing in theater. I was like, this is like old school, but the Caesar salad chomping was
Somebody's having a big bowl of pasta watching Pets on the Train.
No, not Alamo Draft House has the best popcorn in the world.
No, you've recommended popcorn before. You have no.
No, I'm telling Jeff. Jeff, back me up on this.
It's good. It's good. I do prefer Cinemarks.
Which flavor?
You like that oil pop? No, it's the real butter.
No, which flavor do you get? Just the plain?
I had the dill pickle once, but I prefer.
Shut up.
He asked me.
He didn't. He did.
He asked me. That's on tape.
I also saw If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, which I think was fantastic. High 80s for me. Rose Byrne was great. One of the best performances of the year. Highly suggest on that one. I did say in my Letterboxd review, I wish I didn't know Conan was in it because I would have stood up and applauded. As a big Conan fan, that was awesome to see him in a movie. That was very good. Very not what I expected. Very unsettling. Pretty intense for what it was. Really well made. I also saw Regretting You, which it's fucking horrible. Colleen Hoover movies are not made for any of the five of us, I would imagine. But this is bad. So if we all can't get to Shelby Oaks, this might have to be a review. So Dead of Winter with Emma Thompson, which I know you saw, Kirk. Interesting. Cool to see her in a role like that, but not a great movie.
No.
Very good.
You see that Klemmer? You guys see that?
I have not.
She's doing like a Marge Gundas. Like she's doing like Frances McDormand in the Fargo accent.
Huh.
Yeah.
Very unexpected.
Like an action movie.
And then one of the dumbest sci-fi horror things or sci-fi period things I've ever seen, I saw The Astronaut with Kate Mara and Lawrence Fishburne. It was fucking terrible. So if you have a chance to watch that, that is a tough one. Got a couple things on. I got a bunch. I'm only gonna do a couple here. I got a couple. Their big Criterion flash sale. Got a Winchester 73. Finally got that on Criterion. That was a big one I didn't have. History of Violence. Got that.
Oh,
Shout out our guy Vigo. Great Edward Yang movie. I actually was stunned. I thought I had it. Brighter Summer Day. Fantastic movie. If you've never seen it, Criterion. And then here we go. I got Hunt for Red October on Steelbook.
There we go.
That's an awesome classic Steelbook. And then this might be my favorite. Artwork is incredible. They Live. Steelbook. Yeah.
There you go.
Great They Live.
Pets
and Train's been pre-ordered.
I saw a good movie this week. Truth and Treason. It's Angel Studios, so I was like, oh, here we go. But it's
that's the one with the kid. He's got the swastika over his mouth.
It's actually a pretty interesting story. It takes place in 1941 Germany, and he's this teenager sends out anti-Hitler pamphlets all across Germany, and he ends up getting caught. It's very serious. It's not what you'd expect from Angel Studios. I didn't know a single actor in it. It's very well acted. I was very impressed with this movie. One of the best Angel Studios movies I've seen yet. Truth and Treason. If you're interested in kind of World War II stuff, it's worth a watch.
When I hear Angel Studios, the only thing I see in my head is Chrissy Metz singing that one
Diane Warren song.
That one Diane Warren song from the kid drowning movie.
Who will get nominated again this year? There's a Diane Warren song eligible from the Diane Warren documentary. So she will get nominated. I guarantee.
Fuck.
Did get one good boy. Live, Die, Repeat.
Oh, nice.
One of our favorites from Chris McQuarrie.
Does it have the alternate title? Edge to
all title, yeah.
Edge to Live, Die, Repeat. Edge of Tomorrow. Kenjac, Gooch. Anything you guys watched? Actually, there was a huge thing that you guys saw together.
Yeah,
Hamnet, which immediately into my 2025 top 5. I thought it was pretty brilliant. Definitely a movie engineered to make you cry, but is so well made that it earns it. And the lead performances are as good as you have heard. Jesse Buckley should be an absolute lock at this point. I think Paul Mescal should also sneak in for a nom. They're fantastic. The movie really, really worked on me, even if it's, like I said, I do think it's like very targeted at eliciting that emotional response, but man, was it well made. I think it's by far Chloe Zhao's best movie she's made yet.
I would disagree. I still think the writer is better, but I would say that this is definitely a close second. And not that Eternals was some sort of massive banger or anything like that, but I would agree. It's definitely engineered to make you cry, but super successful at that. Production value is crazy. And Buckley is like on a different planet from any other best lead actress this year. Like no one is even in the same stratosphere as her in this movie. It's incredible. Cried like 10 times in it. It's just brutal. It plays like that one fucking, because it's Max Richter that does the score, whatever. He has that one song which they play in The Last of Us. They play in a couple of other movies that he's made across the last like 20 years. It is the ultimate like cry cheat code. It is, and it's a brutal scene. It's really good. Definitely cry porn, but it's successful at it, and it made me want to go like research a bunch of shit and go down the rabbit hole afterwards, which I think is a sign of success. So I would say after watching that, to me, it's such a clear Chalamet 1A Best Actor and Buckley 1A Best Actress.
Yeah, she is now minus 250 on DraftKings, and I think Renee Rensve might pick up some international awards, maybe sneak some in for sentimental value, but I don't think anyone is going to contest with her for Best Actress. And it's also now
without seeing it, it does feel like this is going to be the one that it almost feels like already the PTA is going to win director and this is going to win picture. It just I haven't seen it yet, but it just feels that. It feels like a crowd pleaser. The voters they still like shit like that. I could see it.
It's not as good of a movie, I would say, as like I would agree with Gooch. It's probably in like my personal top 5, but if I'm grading it more objectively, it probably isn't like the best made movie. I wouldn't be put on the same planet as like Marty Supreme or One Battle After Another. But I would agree with you. Voters will definitely resonate more.
I mean, Coda won best.
Good for a return to form for her is good to hear, though.
That's true.
Just picking a good movie. You know what I mean? Like she just picked a good spot here.
Shout out Chloe Zhao. Okay, here we go. Interview time with Michael Waldron, and then we come back from that. Top 10 music biopics.
All right, welcome back to Michael Waldron. We haven't had you on in quite a bit, but we're bringing you on to talk about Chad Powers, a football thing. I think I DM'd you after I watched the first few episodes of it, and I think that we came to the right conclusion. Like, this is a show basically made for our exact audience. Like, we are exactly in the Q zone.
Can we just get it out of the way that this is not an ad? This
not
is
an ad.
I did a podcast with Clem and Robbie, and then Clem wrote about it, and I was like, oh, it's great. And all the comments are like, go fuck yourself. This ad, how much they paying you? And I was like, shit, we shouldn't have bought ads on Barstool. So not an ad, but happy to be here and glad. Thank you all for watching.
Dude, you can't like anything anymore without being accused of being a show. Like, we were talking about Task, which is a great show on HBO the other day. And, like, I was writing, like, this is a great show. More people should be watching. Like, oh, how much they pay you at HBO. I'm like, you think that's
like an uncontroversial, like prestige TV. This, I get it. I get the accusation. This, I would accuse you too.
Yeah, we'll do it like almost like a strip show where like the more you pay me, the more we'll talk nice about it. Like,
right.
Up the hundreds and we'll talk nicer about it. But a disgraced college quarterback named Russ Holliday disguises himself as Chad Powers and walks onto a struggling Southern football team to revive his football career. Chad Powers, just give us the origin story. How'd this all come together? I'm sure you've said it a million times, but just to edify for our listeners.
For your listeners, it was me and Glenn Powell, good buddies, wanted to work together, both big college football fans. I'm a UGA guy. He's a Texas guy. And Eli had done Chad Powers, the sketch, and they were like, let's turn this into a thing. And I was like, bad idea. And no, everybody's going to think that's so dumb. And I was right. But Glenn and I started talking about it, and we were like, oh, that's actually what drew us to it. It's such a silly premise, and we got really excited. I mean, yes, making something in the world of college football was fun, but what actually felt exciting was trying to do, I guess, sort of like a Lord and Miller thing, or like 21 Jump Street or something, where it's like, yeah, take this idea, Mrs. Doubtfire in the world of college football, and it's like, can we make something insanely funny and just insane in general? How much can we get away with? Like, what can we do? Sandusky jokes in this? And the answer was yes.
It's been shocking to see how much you guys get away with on this show, by the way. And I would say this show is, you say it's dumb concept, off the bat. That's kind of how I think most people felt when Ted Lasso got announced. And then I think many people were proven wrong by that. I think the Emmys would back that up. Did you reach out to anyone on their team during the writing process? Because it definitely feels like you guys have struck a balance that they were able to capture as well.
We had a writer, Jamie Lee, who had been on Ted Lasso, but we were like, the mandate was don't make Ted Lasso. Because I was like, Ted Lasso exists. And I'm kind of aware of, like, they came from a commercial. We were coming from a sketch. I was like, we're going to get lumped together no matter what. How can we make sure we're not doing that? And part of the answer is, like, we'll just make our show fucked up. Like our show should just have, like, our show should be sick. Like, the characters are demented. And but it is inescapable. It's like if you look at, I would say 85% of our reviews, the headline is just references Ted Lasso in some way. So I'm like, I would much rather be I was much more trying to rip off Eastbound and Down if I was ripping anything off.
Yeah, it's funny when Ted Lasso came out, no one was referencing like the Gecko Caveman show that they made that lasted all of, I think, 2 episodes.
People are referencing that with us. I've seen that reference, Tom. I'm like, oh, good.
Yeah, very good.
That's what you want. You're good. That's the Gecko Caveman.
But it's like, I think, a very like sort of delicate balance in the show between, you got like super irreverent humor, you got, Chad Powers saying like forget about it, and like referencing Pogs and stuff, and like very niche little humor things, which I love. And then
Pog I think I'm like, I want something that's like a certificate that says this is the first TV show or movie to say Pog.
I appreciate you doing that too, because I've been watching with my girlfriend and she turned to me and she's like, "What's a Pog?" And I had to pretend. I was like, I don't know.
It's the Kobayashi Maru of like you're just like, what is that? It's like, how do you answer it?
No clue. Just look it up. I don't know. Oh,
how do you spell that?
That's crazy. Where does that vernacular come from?
But it's got that balance between that sort of humor and just sort of heart too. And I do think when I try to think about it from the outside perspective, like at what point when you're writing something like that, you're like, where you have like legitimate heartfelt moments and you're like, this came from a fucking like a sketch, like a commercial, like I feel like those moments have to be nuts.
Yeah. I mean, we just took it really seriously. We were like the premise, the mask on his face is insane. Such a suspension of disbelief. Let's do our best to make everything else exist so in the real world and be like, and not feel like a cliche, and it's like, and let it be ugly and weird. So I mean, we felt like that the whole way through. Certainly, I don't know if you guys have seen the latest episode, which had a sort of a big twist at the end of it, and it's like there's some real world stakes suddenly like injected into. How many have you guys seen the finale? Did you guys see the whole?
Not the finale yet, only the penultimate.
Not the finale, yeah. But anyways, it's like when we were doing that, it was like, yeah, this is real. Somehow we're like, and Glenn and Chad ceases to be like a joke to you on set. It's like, well, yeah, this is Walter White as Heisenberg when he's got the mask on, and you're just, we're trying to just take it seriously, because that really was for us the thing. We were like, all right, fun, kind of feels like a redemption story, but we really set out to make like Breaking Bad, and that's what we're kind of trying to do.
I like that you, by the way, casually just, hey, Glenn, my buddy Glenn, we decided to do this show. Glenn Powell, obviously, one of the biggest,
cool name drop.
One of the biggest stars in the world right now, taking off, has a big movie coming out, but he's doing this show right now, a streaming series. Back in the day, growing up, that would have been inconceivable, like impossible to imagine. How do you think the space has changed in a way that allows for stars like this to come in and do a series and really, sink their teeth into 8 hours of streaming television?
Well, I mean, I think that Glenn, it's a testament to kind of who he is as an artist. He's like, he doesn't give a shit how anybody else became a big star. And I think he also understands that he's doing that in 2025, that it's different. Audiences are different, and the way to the top is maybe hopefully being associated with good stuff and memorable stuff. And I think it was kind of, both of us had been working on big movies. I've been working on the Avengers movies for the last, couple of years and in that Marvel world. And Glenn, was getting ready when we shot this to go do Running Man and do his movie with J.J. Abrams. And this felt like us. This is kind of like one for us, in a way of like, let's go have fun, but let's try and make something special. And so I think, why did we do it? I mean, really, it's because we had a blast, and so we thought it was so funny and ridiculous, and then kind of accidentally we're like, oh, and maybe it's good. Maybe it's actually pretty good.
I'm
curious if you think that there's any chance in the real world of something like this ever actually happening. Because, like, I don't think it could ever happen in a D1 school, but like if you're at like Chandran State or what, like a D3 school, if somebody who already graduated could potentially come back into the system and get away with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when you work with these top prosthetics people, it is unbelievable how good they can make you look. And we obviously are like making Chad look extra fucking weird because it's funny and we're kind of nodding to Eli. But like if somebody wanted to use prosthetics to just make themselves look like a different normal person, you know, listen, I believe anything's possible. It's probably already happened many times. We just don't know it. You know?
Yeah, they made Jared Leto fat in House of Gucci. What else is? I mean, anything could happen now.
Anything is possible if Jared Leto can be fat in House of Gucci.
You have been pretty open about Mrs. Doubtfire, obviously, as a inspiration for this. You listed 21 Jump Street. But are there any specific college quarterbacks or NFL quarterbacks that were an inspiration for Chad, specifically?
I would actually say no. I mean, it's just take your pick. Any troubled, cocky athlete, you know, it's you guys kind of know the type. So he's just an amalgamation of all those quarterbacks and players that we've grown up watching, and you know. So that was a pretty easy, and also just like friends of mine, you know, it's like my cocky jock friends, you know, it's like I know that guy. And I think we know Russ, who he is, like the guy who's just too online, like the guy who's like, you know, kind of ostracized by the world and is just like finds refuge in these dark corners of the internet where it's like, yeah, believe in all these conspiracy theories. It's like there's no accountability for anything, and so. He, you know, that's who he is, and then what was a lot of fun was like Coach Hudson, Steve Zahn's character, and different coaches, you know, trying to like take inspiration from these great, you know, coaches again that I've just grown up watching and loving.
I do like, by the way, Russ Holiday is a fantastic football player name, and we've talked about that on our show a ton. Just how many great football player names there are in like the NFL or in the movie world. Like I always thought like Snake Plissken would be an awesome quarterback name. And there's so many names like that in the movie world. Like I'm actually just curious, like how did you even come up with Russ Holiday?
I don't know. I think I thought that like Holiday, maybe it's just I love Doc Holliday. I always was like that's like a cool guy name. And Russ, another just like cool guy, just pulling from my bins of like cool guy, loser. You know, you kind of have these bins of names, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's nothing weirder than naming characters, but kind of, yeah, you want them to have that. Quarterbacks always seem to have a name that fits their personality. Like, I don't know if it's just like, if you name a kid a certain thing and they just can't help but become that. As a, you know, Colt McCoy, like, well, of course he's
yep.
quarterback.
General
Tom
Booty.
Yeah. So
Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart.
I mean, yeah, like these names are incredible. Gunnar Stockton.
Yeah.
UGA, like, so it was like, and it's like the right amount of syllables. Like I think quarterback names are best when they've got several syllables. Peyton Manning, you know, there's a gravitas. Russ Holiday, so maybe that was the trick. And then Chad Power is the worst name in the world.
Yeah. So of course, this has been, I think, again, it will show that we've been recommending to anybody that would listen. Not paid advertising. Again, cannot emphasize this enough. Unless you want to pay us for giving you the advertising. We will take the money, but we are giving you free.
There's paid advertising on the website Barstool Sports. This is a separate, non-paid encounter.
Yes. But yeah, of course, we want to talk to you about some other stuff as well. You mentioned Avengers stuff. Doomsday coming up. I don't want to say soon, but like it's coming up. Where do you even begin starting just be on a script like that where you have so many characters and individual stories, individual lores and connecting webs, and just like I feel like when you're this deep into anything, there's like there needs to be almost a team of like lore experts that are like, oh, you can't actually say this thing because this thing happened in this movie and this thing and this side project that maybe you didn't see, or this, like, so many different things and questions. So how do you even begin on that?
Well, this is where I'm going to get fucking bombed for an answer I give. This is where I'm in real trouble here. You start like anything with this. It starts with the characters, and you want to have a good, hopefully simple, emotional story. And I had been working on those movies for a while, and then the Russos came in, and kind of right as I was stepping away to do Chad Powers, and then I went back as we finished Chad Powers and just got to work with the Russos and Steve McFeely. And I mean, I can't say much other than like those guys. It's amazing to collaborate with them, and they've made some of the greatest superhero movies ever, and their record of success is unbelievable, and they're delivering, and so it was just a cool thing to be a part of, and to try and help out.
Is there actually like a lore master, by the way? Is there actually like a Disney lore master that sits there in the room and is like, this thing happened here? Because I feel like no one can possibly keep track of this stuff.
You would be surprised how much all of us over there know what's happened. It's like if you work there, it's like I feel like all of us over there have worked. It's a lot of people who kind of keep working there, and you kind of keep a lot of it in your head. And then of course Marvel each movie has these amazing, producers under Kevin Feige who are sort of shepherding whatever individual project, and then they really know, and they're constantly interfacing with their colleagues across other projects. So it's and yes, I'm certain there is a lore master. I don't know if it's as exciting of a character as the lore master title makes them sound. In a way, we're all lore masters, which is maybe that's where it's all headed.
Is it true that the Russo brothers? Is it true that the Russo brothers make all their stars wear hair product? By the way,
is that a rumor?
It's rumored heavily.
So there was a post credits for Thunderbolts where in Thunderbolts, Sebastian Stan, his hair is gross, and all their hair in the movie is kind of grimy and nasty and filthy. And then they did a post credit, which is filmed by the Russos of that movie, where their hair is luscious,
completely different, just
beautiful. Everyone looks gorgeous, and they said like now you can really tell. I was wondering why this post credit they all looked beautiful, and it's because the Russos filmed this.
Listen, they know how to make actors look good. That's what they're there for.
I love that. And the last thing I'd like to just touch on with this is, can you give us the most, not a scoop, I don't want to say a scoop, a minor thing we can post that's like Avengers Doomsday will feature a Starbucks cup or something. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good.
They get in a car at some point.
There is a Subaru.
We can just put out the tweet.
It's going to feature
big scoop.
Yeah,
it's going to feature Earth.
Oh,
which will feature Earth, and then we do ... so we don't mention exactly which Earth it is. It's not
exactly.
like 616. Exactly. It could be any of them. Yeah, exactly. There we go. And there's the clickbait title. All right, cool. We want to do a last thing, our six pack of really quick questions. First, starting out, how much did Georgia boosters pay you to make Georgia win the Natty in the first 5 minutes of your show?
Free. I'm a joy. It's like, this is my third Natty in the last couple of years. I just give my team another Natty. I was like, that was the greatest day on set ever. It was amazing. I just had to keep shooting. I was like, I want to see it again. I want to see these guys keep celebrating.
By the way, big natties, that's something to add into season 2. If you want to add on to the Pogs thing.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Yep.
Take a note of that. Yep.
Have you been texting Glenn on the weekends, by the way? Just stomping on him, stomping on his heart.
I try to be respectful. Texas is taking their lumps right now. I don't want to punch down, but when Georgia plays Texas, there will be a lot of shit talking. We win. we went together to the Texas Georgia game in Austin last year or so, and then we beat them again in the SEC championship. So I don't need to run my mouth. You know, I got the bragging rights right now.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm a Kentucky fan. We haven't beat you guys in my entire life. So,
you know, it's funny. Steve Zahn lives in Lexington,
mm-hmm.
and is buddies with Stoops, and he actually went and shadowed Mark Stoops ahead of doing our show.
That's really cool. Did not know that.
I was like who he was drawing inspiration from.
Yeah, he's a legend. Long time fan of Steve Zahn. Next question. If you could, speaking of Georgia, if you could take any character from Doomsday or the MCU in general and put them on your team as quarterback, let's just say every quarterback on Georgia got hurt. Who are you taking?
All right. Well, who's got the best arm?
Bucky. He's a robot.
Bucky literally does.
Yeah, I mean it's tough to not do Bucky.
It's a good football name too, Bucky Barnes.
Bucky Barnes. Damn. No, it's a big. That's a coach. That's a coach name.
Yeah, he's a coach. Loki couldn't trust him. He'd be stealing signs. Yeah, Bucky's pretty good. I don't know. It's Peter Quill. There's a real grit to him.
Moxie.
It's kind of, it's like he gives me Stetson Bennett vibes, where like he's not going to be the most highly recruited guy, but he might take you all the way.
Yeah, I like that, and I'm definitely a very despondent Mizzou fan, I would imagine.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Although Happy, I guess, can't say he'd be a Chiefs fan for sure. He'd be in that inner circle of like Eric Stone Street and was it Sudeikis and like all those guys.
And Ant-Man is Paul Rudd. So
Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They'd all be in that big inner circle. Next question. Now is the time I'm going to give you officially a chance to come clean because there's been a million stories that come out over the last like 2-3 days. Have you at any time pitched some insane Star Wars story that was shot down? Because now Fincher's done it. Now apparently, or this is all alleged. Fincher's done it. Driver's done it. If you want to come clean in front of your Disney overlords, I'll give you the chance.
I mean, anything I've had, I'm still working on. So nothing I want to put a bullet in yet, out in the public.
I like that. Smart. I like that. You're not giving up yet.
Yeah. You never know. Give it 30 years. Maybe we'll make it.
Do you think Glenn Powell would be a better person if he was less attractive?
He's a hot guy. What I mean, it's undeniable. I think that I do, and I've said this, and I said it to him. I was always like, "Are you more comfortable as Chad in the Chad makeup? Like, is it just nice to be ugly for a little while?" And
man, what a good problem to have.
I know, because he was kind of like he's very at ease as Chad. So maybe I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, how'd you guys come up with the voice, by the way? Because I feel like that was also a kind of a tough thing, because you want it to be off-putting, right? Like you want it to be like clearly it's not him, and it'd be weird, but you also don't want it to be annoying. And I feel like that was also a tough balance that you guys nailed. So like, how long did that take to get?
I mean, that was Glenn. That's all Glenn. That was me being like, "How's the voice?" He's like, "How's the voice?" Working on it. And then really, like, he kind of unveiled it at the first table read in Atlanta. So it's like if the voice had been a disaster, I don't know what we would have done. But as soon as you heard it, you're like, "Oh, this is hilarious." It's like I'm in, and I like the character. So and it's not annoying. So.
Yeah.
Cool. I love the reveal in the show too, because you hear it in the trailer and you know it's coming, but something about the build-up in the show and the way it just takes its time getting there. The second he opens his mouth and finally lets out that Hey, Chad Bowers. Like, can't do it, but just
Chad. I mean,
killed me.
It's like a great voice to impress. It's all the writers, we're all just like, and then Chad comes over and he's doing it. And it's like, it's a fun, almost anybody can approximate their version of the Chad voice, which is how it's a good one.
Yeah. So you've hung out with Eli, I would imagine, a little bit now, and this is a question coming from I would qualify myself as a similarly despondent Chargers fan. Do you think that he would have won a Super Bowl in San Diego, or would San Diego or Rivers have won a Super Bowl with the Giants? Do you think if the trade never happened, they went to their corresponding teams, if one of them have won?
So that's Eli playing with like Melvin Gordon and like
more pre. So think more like LaDainian Tomlinson and like Vincent Jackson and Antonio Gates.
Yeah. I think Eli was a winner. I mean, I think he was like. I just think he's a winner. I mean, I don't even say that just because I'm like buddies with him. I mean, we saw the Super Bowls that he won. It's just something happened in those playoffs. He just like became this psychopath. So I hate to say it. I like Phillip Rivers.
Maybe, what about Rivers on the Giants? You think the Giants wouldn't have won with him?
I don't.
It's expensive.
I feel more confident that Eli would have won with the Chargers than I do Rivers would have won with the Giants. But it's like, I don't know. Rivers throwing to Plaxico and those teams, like I love Phillip Rivers. That's like a guy that you hate to have retired without a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Depressing to tell you the truth, but I think he's more than happy. He's got his kid is actually Gunnar Rivers is coming into college, I think next year, which is crazy. Such a good name.
Awesome.
Another great
name.
Awesome. And he also has, I think, a grandson and a child that are the same age. That like they're both like 1 year old or 2 years old now, and they'll end up playing football together, which is insane.
That's so Catholic, right?
Yes.
I hope Rivers would have got it because it's just one. Hopefully, that just means one less Patriots, Super Bowl. That's
true.
I mean, the thing that would have been fun about that is then you would have had more Eli Peyton showdowns in the playoffs, which we really never. But like, if you had the Chargers and the Colts going up against one another all the time in the playoffs, that would have been awesome.
That was typically what happened, is that we would beat the Colts and like they would have the best year of their life. They would come to San Diego, we would crush them, and then we would go and play the Patriots, and then they would crush us, and then they would go to the Super Bowl, either win or get their butts kicked by Eli. So either way,
right.
Yeah. All right, Gooch, you got a very interesting last one.
Yeah. Final question, big hypothetical. Let's say that there is a transfer portal for movie characters. Let's say the entire DC squad is leaving, and you as the Doomsday leader, you can sign 3 of those DC characters over into the Doomsday script. Which 3 DC characters are you taking?
James Gunn took the Penn State job, so they're all leaving.
Right. This is assuming I have a deep that simply for love of the game, I have as deep of a knowledge of DC as I do of Marvel.
Yes,
let's open it up to just movie characters in general.
No.
Makes it a little bit more fun.
Stick to. Well, if it's movie kid, then let's just take 3 of the Ninja Turtles. Like, let's get Michelangelo.
You know what? That would actually be
that in Avengers. I was like, let's just get like the Ninja Turtles in here, right? Like, this movie's crazy.
They do weird crossovers. They've done DC crossovers.
Yeah, they have the Cowabummer, right?
Yes. Have you ever seen that panel where it's like Batman showing Leonardo his parents' grave, and then Leonardo's like, "That's a Cowabummer."
It's so funny.
I have to show that my friend Jeff Loveness, who wrote Ant-Man, Quantumania, and wrote for Rick and Morty with me. He's such a comics guy and a Turtles guy, and he's gonna love that. I'm sure he knows about it. I guess I would go. I mean, he's a villain, but it's just like, I don't know, the joke. I just want the Joker. It's like, I want that energy. I even if it's just to betray our heroes, I want want the Joker. I want Catwoman.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
Halle Berry, Catwoman.
Specifically, of course, the basketball scene we can never forget.
Yeah, I want her to play basketball with Benjamin Bratt from Doctor Strange 1.
Yes, there's connecting.
Penguin. That's what I want. Benjamin Bratt, who's in Halle Berry. Isn't he in the Halle Berry?
Yeah,
Catwoman?
he's like her love interest in Catwoman, right?
And then maybe I want Michael Caine, Alfred.
Okay.
Who's he
yeah.
the butler for? Is he like replacing like Happy in this scenario, or is he going to like a Black Panther?
Michael Caine's in Wakanda.
Yeah. Failed ya.
He's hunting. Yeah, he's hunting bandits in Wakanda.
Yeah.
And he's trying to burn the forest down, and the Wakandans are like, "Get the fuck out of here! What are you doing? Stop burning the forest down."
Piece of vibranium the size of a tangerine.
I like it. I love the idea. But yeah, again, thank you so much for joining us. Chat Powers, if you're watching this, the final episode is coming out in a couple of days. And
Actually good. Actually
Yes.
good.
Actually good. That should make that the tagline. Actually good.
Yeah.
That's how I have to keep pitching it to people, because I think it's like so up like everyone I know's alley that they're almost like, this is like too much for me. Like there's no way
it seems like it's too designed to like, yeah. And I'm myself am like, I'm just like, no, actually good.
Yeah.
That's what I keep telling people. I'm like, it's good.
Yeah. I think that's a good banner for it. It's the same thing at work too. Like the entire time at the office, every time one of us is like, "Oh yeah, we've been watching Chad Powers. Like it's really funny," and they're like, "Chad Powers, like the commercial thing," and we're like, "Dude, it's good. Like watch it." And then they watch it, and then inevitably they tweet about it, and then inevitably they get shit on by all the stoolies saying,
Everything they're like, "You shit, yeah, you paid, chill." That's yeah, I get it.
Rinse and repeat. But thank you so much for joining us again. Always loved having you on, and hope to have you on for the next big thing, which was presumably Avengers. And also, I mentioned this last time. I think last time you came on for Heels as well. Heels, excellent. Go watch Heels wherever you can streaming. I still love Heels.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's cool. It's on. We've got the 2 seasons on Netflix now, and glad people get to see it. I think if it ever like caught fire, we'd love to make more. About them. So the cast is great. We love making it.
Absolutely. So thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
All right, top 10 music biopics.
Oh, boy.
Order's going to be Gooch, Kirk, Klemmer, myself, Kenjac, and then it snakes back. I'm going to have to roll.
Wait, what's the order? I got a different order on my rankings here.
Did I give a different order?
I'm picking 4th on the one I'm looking at here on my.
Yeah, I think I'm at 5th, 6th in mine.
Yeah, it's Gooch, you, Klemmer.
Oh, I picked 2nd. Kirk picks 4th.
Yeah. Okay. You got. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I'm going to roll 2 movies out here. It has to be about a real person.
Fuck.
You cannot pick Walk Hard.
Come on.
Yeah, I figured that was
Cannot pick Pop Star.
Can I pick All That Jazz?
Oh.
That's a good
Gift
question.
from Klemmer.
Like, All That Jazz and Inside Llewyn Davis.
Well, All That Jazz is about a person, Klemmer. Like it's not, but I mean it is.
It is, right. But Bob Gideon's Bob Foster.
Correct. So what? Yeah, what's your ruling on that, Jeff?
I would say no because it's semi-autobiographical.
Okay, that's fair.
It's not a full.
Makes it tougher, Klemmer.
Go see All That Jazz. You haven't seen it yet.
Klemmer. You would have thought we were asking Klemmer to go back and redo High School over the weekend. He was gutted when we said we had to do top 10 because he's like none of these exist.
What?
Like,
I didn't say that. That's not what I said at all, Jeff. I said none of these are good. I said these suck. I didn't say they didn't exist.
Oh, is this mysterious chat that I'm not allowed in, Klemmer? Is that right?
No, you're allowed, and you choose not to be in.
Oh, that's right.
You have a proxy in it.
That is correct.
Justin's your proxy.
That's correct. I don't think there's been 10 good by this definition ever made.
It definitely falls off
That's my
after a
point.
bit. But there are more, I think, there are more for me than I think you realize. Like there was a couple I guess I wouldn't even put that there.
I got 2.
One that might go in the first 3.
Yeah.
One that I think is going to go 1-1. Gooch, you're up first.
Let's see if it's this one. Definitely, I would say non-traditional. But in a lot of ways,
if you don't pick the one I'm thinking, I think you forgot that it counts as a music biopic. Let me put it that way.
No, he's picking it. Come on.
a movie from the 80s. from a director who seems to have been completely lost to time, Milos Forman. And that movie is Amadeus.
Yeah, that's good.
Which is the story of Mozart and Salieri, and it is just riveting. It's close to 3 hours long and never loses you for a fucking second. And you can see the influences that it's had on so many different movies that come after it. That Salieri-Mozart relationship is explored just perfectly. F. Murray Abraham, mega canceled now, I think, but good Lord, does he put in a performance, both as young Salieri and even that old prosthetic, creepy old man talking to the priest. That's such a great framing device for the movie. And then, of course, the music. It's Mozart, so it's just beautiful. Tom Hulce's performance works perfectly. Great. Yeah, no, it's a just fantastic movie.
You should really they should remake that. I was just thinking, that's a great idea. I'm glad where are they doing that? Where is that?
But who's the guy that made it? It's the guy that made a really bad movie too, right? Who is it?
Yeah. Where is it? Do you know where it is, Gooch? Did they say or no? I forget.
I think it's going to like BritBox or something.
Is that what it is?
I'm pretty sure.
Like why?
Which, if you don't know, there's a streaming service that's just British TV shows called BritBox.
That's so them. That's so fucking annoying.
I subscribe to that though, as you know. But yeah, what a great movie.
That would have been my one. Would that have been everyone's one?
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. It's written. The new series is written by the guy that did The Union with Mark Wahlberg and Halle Berry.
Oh my hell yeah! What? Mark Wahlberg playing Salieri? Is that
holy shit? Now we're cooking.
We go all in.
That would be like that should be boycotted. That's like unbelievable. That would happen. I love that scene where he walks over in Amadeus and he walks over and he goes, "Stay prayed up," and then he shows off his streetwear.
Stay prayed up in his municipal branded wig.
That shit would never happen to Mozart if Salieri was around. If that was Wahlberg, he's not. No fucking way.
Next one is I think next one's pretty tough because there's two drop offs I think with this kind of thing, and I think mine's going to be controversial. I don't know if this is beloved amongst the group, but I love it personally. I think in terms of music biopics, there's like one way to do it, and I think this is even the only one that's been done that I like love, and I got it this week, and that is Rocket Man, the Elton John biopic, which I like. I like musicals. It's basically a musical. I think Taron Egerton is unbelievable in that role. I think it's a sham that he didn't get more love than he did. He also came the year after Bohemian Rhapsody, which I think was part of the problem in terms of like why he didn't get the Oscar. Who won that year? I forget. Who was the year?
What year is that? It was 2019, right?
He wasn't nominated. He wasn't nominated, right?
Correct.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Right. Yeah, it only got a nomination for Best Original Song. And I think he won the Globe.
He did, I think, right? But it's musical comedy. That's a thing.
Yeah, and then leading role that year was Joaquin Phoenix for the Joker, which it drives me insane because I think he's so fucking good at that role. It's a movie where Elton John is willing to do some kind of crazy shit, tell the good and not so good parts of his life. It intertwines his music and works the music into the story of telling the story of him, but it does it the right way. It's not just showing a mansion on a hill while writing Mansion on a Hill, right? Like it's just done so well. I love that movie. People who don't like musicals don't really care for it, but for me, I think it's excellent. So Rocket Man is number 2 on the list. That's my pick. Klemmer, you have number 3.
Okay. This is a pretty, I think, what you think of when you think of music biopics, but I think it did it pretty well with some very good performances. Walk the Line. Is it one of my favorite movies of all time? No. But I think I like Johnny Cash's music a lot, so you got great music in it.
Do you like it more than the Dylan movie from Mangold?
I do, yeah.
I do.
I agree with that. Yeah, it gives you what you want.
But like, it is a frustrating watch at times too. Like I said, I don't like the cradle to the grave stuff where you're getting 80 years of a life into a 125-minute movie. It's just bad storytelling. But it for what it is, it's pretty decent.
Does that movie get remembered just way more fondly if Walk Hard never comes out, never exists?
I think it helps.
I don't think like people looking back like in disgust of Walk the Line or anything. I feel like people enjoy it still.
Well, I do feel like people look back at it in disgust.
In the mainstream, though, I feel like Walk the Line's looked on very positively. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think the genre itself was done dirty by Walk Hard, but deservedly so.
Yeah. And again, I always appreciate real singing. So I know, again, I'm never going to put it against Rami Malek for not being able to sing like Freddie Mercury. You just can't because no one can. But like not singing, I'm not going to give you more props for that. You know what I mean? And I give it more props to like Joaquin Phoenix for being able to get there with Johnny Cash.
Kirk, number 4.
I guess I go with Love and Mercy. That's the
Great pick.
Brian Wilson movie from, I don't know, 15 maybe? I forget what year that was, with Dano and Cusack. Interesting. Again, like in a great Giamatti performance, too. He gives great performances that year in music biopics, actually. But yeah, it's very interesting structure. I like the way they did it, and I'm fine when it's right with like John Cusack as Brian Wilson, like shouldn't really work, but it actually works. It's like one of the last good Cusack performances before we lost him to whatever,
Money,
Twitter fights and weird roles and money and just he's good at
fighting with our coworkers outside of White Sox games.
Correct.
That happened.
Just a nut, but really interesting structured movie. Remember when I saw the trailer, I was like, "This is not going to work," but it was really an effective movie. And it's it's an interesting look at one of the great bands too in American history. So I liked it a lot. Love and Mercy.
That's a really
Love and Mercy number 4. Kenjac, you have back-to-back picks. I think so far so good. I think.
Yeah, I think it's another more like standard formulaic one, but like Straight Outta Compton I think it's completely effective at everything it wants to do. I think it tells the exact story of the group. It gives you little bits of pieces of each individual member's life, I think, well. And it's also very well acted. You never when they initially announced it, I'm like, they're getting Ice Cube's son to play Ice Cube. That's probably not going to work. I think he was excellent. Corey Hawkins, Dr. Dre, awesome. Eazy-E. I don't even remember who the guy played Eazy-E, but he's like, you go and you watch anything with the Eazy-E, like an interview, whatever, he sounds and looks just like him. And I think that's all good. And as far as like we just mentioned with all the musical biopic stuff, like we enjoy it when it's more consolidated look, like smaller time period. This definitely wouldn't, I think, count as Cradle to the Grave, but like it's definitely a more expanded look at all their like founding to breakup to post breakup to solo careers and all that. I think it gets all those notes. Enjoy it. I like the music, and I think they incorporate it well. And I enjoy it. I think it's a solid movie. Nothing. Again, this isn't like my top echelon of movies, period, at all. But like musical biopics, yeah.
I actually have it up higher than you. This would have been like Amadeus, Rocket Man, then probably this for me. I really like Straight Outta Compton. Also, Paul Giamatti. The Paul Giamatti role,
same year, I think.
You cannot harass these boys.
Yeah. He
cannot harass.
The Paul Giamatti role might distract a little bit in this movie. I will note. It's but I thoroughly enjoy this movie, and I think it's also a movie that year that probably got snubbed from getting some more Oscar love as well. So I think it's a pretty good top 5. Kenjac rounding out Snake's Back, number 6.
Gets a little bit tougher here. Like, there's only one other movie I would even consider putting above the one I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick like 8 Mile counts, right? Like 8 Mile's 100% musical. Like, there's no. I don't know if there's any sort of like way you would try and.
Does it count?
Yeah.
Who's the character he's playing in the movie?
He's playing himself though. Like it's his story.
I think it's semi-autobiographical. No, it does say it says biographical.
Who's he's playing? Who's his character?
He's not playing himself though. He's not playing himself though.
Doesn't count. Can't count it.
I don't think it counts.
Fuck, man. That's
because then all that jazz would have to count.
Yeah,
true.
Right. That's true. Damn, man. Because that would be my next one. All right. So if there's no 8 Mile, Klemmer's gonna flip a shit. It's gonna be Ray. Like it's just like Ray's. we're getting into the real shit here, man. Like there's not much I can do. It's gonna be like that or like one other movie which I don't have a lot of affection for. So like Ray, I watched it when I was.
You have affection for Ray?
It's gonna be Ray because I watched it when I watched it in school the first time, and I was just like, oh my god, this is cinema. And then you watch it again as you're an adult, and you're like, there's a lot of shit going on here. I think Jamie Foxx, multi-hyphenate, able to do so many things so well. I think he put a lot of training into the movie as far as the blindness stuff, blah blah blah. I think the biggest issue with Ray is that it is very cowardly filmmaking, and like we need to film him as this angelic, perfect human being. Like nothing could possibly be wrong with Ray, and it's like that's you. There's no depth there. It's just completely surface level. But other than that, like it's competently made. And as far as all the technical goes, you get the music, you get I think a good performance out of Jamie.
I would agree.
Foxx, so
Jamie Foxx is great in that movie. It's not a great movie.
The movie's not great.
It's great. What are you so offended by? You're a castaway, Klemmer. What are you so fucking offended with?
Oh, Ray sucks. Ray, he's awesome in it. Jamie Foxx is incredible in it.
It's a music biopic, exactly.
But there's like a scene when they're recording something. There's like 3 different like major life events happen in like a 2-minute span in the same room in the same minute. Like it's just insanity. Like it's just so poorly structured. The story.
I think that just shows you where we are. The genre is just not that good, though. There's not a lot of depth here. So
I agree.
Not a great movie, but if we're going to go down the list, there's going to be movies that I think are better, but like there's no performance that I think past this is going to be much better than Jamie Foxx's. So
you say that they painted him in the perfect light, by the way, but they do make him seem like the horniest man alive in that movie.
The heroin addict too. I mean, he's
the perfect man. Heroin addict, horny, making good music.
He's like grabbing like a big woman's hand. He's like, not this one.
Right. Well, he had his preferences.
Kirk, you're up next, number 7.
Wrestling between 2 80s ones. I'll go with a crowd pleaser. I watched it a million times as a kid. I watched it like a year ago. I still like it. It's a good little story, and the music is good as La Bamba. I think that's a good music biopic.
I figured it would get picked.
Lou Diamond Phillips is Esai Morales is really good as his brother too. Lou Diamond Phillips was a really good actor at that stage. And it's a nice story. It's a nice moment in time. Like they actually tell it pretty well and focus on like him and his brother, and like it actually works. And the ending is and the music's great in it. And the ending is really emotional. Like they really pull it off. A bunch of good character actors in there too. Joey Pants is running around in there. And it was that soundtrack when it came out was the song went number 1, Los Lobos. But it's like a really effective, solid. That's a good music biopic. Like it's not not Cradle of Grave. They definitely kind of.
He died so young too.
Which helps. I mean, for the movie,
it helps
obviously,
bizarrely in this.
But it's really, really well done. I really like that movie.
That would have been in my top 10 too. I think that is a really strong movie, and it's hard to. Lou Diamond Phillips in 1987-88 was like one of the rising young actors.
Like he was, even if you watch him in like he's in the very, very brief part of Courage Under Fire, which is probably 8 or 9 years later. He's really good in that movie. He's a good actor. Like it just didn't quite work out for him. But yeah, he's excellent. If that movie came out today's world the way they did it today, hadn't been made, Lou Diamond Phillips would be nominated for an Oscar because they nominate fucking everybody for those movies now.
This was on HBO every single day.
Yeah.
For like 2 straight years.
Yeah, I watched it like 50 times as a kid.
All the time.
That's 7. La Bamba, good pick. Klemmer, number 8.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna go with a movie that I just saw yesterday, Blue Moon. And this is fantastic. Ethan Hawke's really good in it. I know a lot of people haven't seen it yet.
Does this count? We haven't seen it.
I asked if it counted. He said it counted.
This is one night. It doesn't cover.
Should we make him pick a movie that everyone's seen? Or that's been out more than...
What is this? Pledge Masters
6 days?
Like, what the fuck is this? I'm picking Blue Moon. Like, I don't know. Like,
no, you know what? Actually, you know what? No, you know what? No, you know what? No, you're picking something else. You got to pick something else because people.
You said it counted, and then Kirk. Yeah, but Kirk said it, so I got to bow down to Kirk. Please, Kirk, please.
One of the great fun havers of our time.
Fun haver, yeah. Keep different Kirk stuff.
Pick a different movie.
Keep going. What else we got?
Klemmer, 99% of the audience. Klemmer, that's
people haven't seen it.
You gonna ask me about studying geography too, Jeff? Play this.
99% of people haven't seen the movie. Don't have the opportunity to see it yet.
It's okay. I saw it. I liked it. That's the movie I'm taking. It's really good. Go check it out when you have a chance. It's fantastic. Oh no, it's not. No. The badass here is Jeff. The second you say anything, Jeff then immediately takes a knee. Okay, Kirk.
Give a hypothetical backup pick.
Hypothetical backup pick would be what's love got to do with it, but it should be Blue Moon. Blue Moon is my pick.
All right, put that. That's actually what I was going to take next.
Well, then you can take it next, and then everybody's
take
happy.
Blue Moon. You're allowed. You can.
Nope, it's already gone. What love got to do with it? Gone.
Okay,
I'm going to go with on the next one.
Wait.
I'm going to go. I think.
What's that, Gooch?
I was going to say, how do you defend this as a biopic, though? Klemmer, having seen the movie, it is one night. It covers no breadth of his career. Other than
Gooch, I haven't seen it, so it's like if Bruce Springsteen went and like had a sandwich.
No, they talk about they play all the songs of his career.
Oh, so it's not even a biopic, Gooch.
There's one guy in the background who Knuckles keeps playing his like melodies in the background, but he's like quit playing that at multiple points. I don't know if I'd call this a biopic.
I thought I went through his career also like I like the
dreadful pick. Then this isn't
the destruction of his career.
Number 9. Since what's all got to do with it's
fantastic. Go check it out.
I'm going with I would agree. I like
it. Is very good.
I'm going to go with it's a tough one between 2, but I just think that this one's just better done. And we already talked about Steven Soderbergh, so I'm going Behind the Candelabra. That's my next pick. Did everyone agree? Good Michael Douglas performance? Is that like?
Oh yeah,
kind of a wacky role.
Yeah.
The last good one.
Also, it's ironic having like a guy that literally gave himself cancer eating pussy playing an ultimate gay man. It is kind of an ultimate irony.
He goes all in too, man. He's not fucking around in this movie. Great Rob Lowe too, just bringing it.
Yeah, final Debbie Reynolds role, I believe, before she passed away.
That's probably right.
Matt Damon. This is proof. HBO movie, which a lot of HBO movies, there are some stinkers. Typically stinkers. Mountainhead recently. All those Jay Roach political thrillers, the Sarah Palin one, the Recount one. But this was a good HBO movie. And again, proof that Steven Soderbergh will kind of do anything and kind of take a swing at whatever. So actually pretty solid music biopic, I think. I left one behind here that I didn't end up taking. I don't know what Gooch would take. There's also one that I'm going to bring up after that I would have never thought about until I looked up a list. And I'm curious if anyone would have taken it after the fact. But Gooch, let's see what your last pick is.
Does that movie happen to be a Roku original?
It's not a no.
Oh, yeah. Weird Al, baby.
Which I don't think really counts because it's like completely fictionalized. And I thought about going in that direction. But I'm going to go with I'm Not There, the Bob Dylan 6 different. It's very strange movie from Todd Haynes, and you get Christian Bale and Heath Ledger in one of his final performances. You get Cate Blanchett turning in like a really fantastic performance as Bob Dylan.
She's nominated, right?
Actually, don't know.
Was she?
Jeff, you'd know.
I thought she was, right?
I think maybe. Yeah, go ahead.
She got nominated.
And it's a movie I enjoy. I think I like the idea of it quite a bit more than I like the execution of it. Taking 6 different facets of his personality and kind of fleshing them out that way. And it's a very interesting way to tackle the music biopic. But I'm here for the performances. I think it's very fun. And then it's very well shot. I'll add that too. It's got some really cool visual references throughout. There's like an 8.5 reference that I love. Yeah, I'm Not There.
The Weird Al movie is another way you can do a music biopic too, is where it's like, if you're going to do it, make it fun and different, where, it doesn't count for like our list, but like if he made a normal movie, that'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you do all these weird songs and you made the most normal standard movies. So
kind of stinks.
Did anyone have a complete unknown like on their list?
No.
I would have.
Like, not my top 10.
Yeah, it would have been like 10.
Yeah.
Maybe if we expand to 20. Why? Where did you have it?
I had it like in my top 10, but down the list.
We only picked 9 movies, Klemmer. So if you want to pick one, you can put it in there if you like.
Well, wait. Can you what's all got to do with it? It's probably better than where it is on this list, by the way. Right? Do people agree with that?
Wait, it was what? Sorry.
What's all got to do with it?
Yeah. 8 feels pretty low for that.
Better than Ray. I know that.
Fun fact: I actually didn't know this. I think it's the highest rated Rotten Tomatoes music biopic.
I mean, Angela Bassett's incredible. And so Lawrence Fishburne's really good. It came out. If younger people haven't seen it, check it out for sure. It's really good. But it's definitely better than Ray.
I had Coal Miner's Daughter as well, which is really good. Michael Apted, who's a great, just did the 7-Up documentary, which is definitely worth watching. And
shout out BritBox.
Yep, there you go. And she's basically won an Oscar for it. She's good in it. So yeah, that was.
So the one I'm talking about that nobody picked is an Oscar-winning movie. It's The Pianist.
Oh, they're gonna say Bohemian Rhapsody. You could too if you wanted to.
Would that have?
Pianist doesn't. I'm sorry, I'm not picking The Pianist. That violates the spirit of this.
Yeah, that doesn't. Yeah,
I would agree. I would never have picked it.
Yeah. Guys, should we put our foot down about this Roman Polanski guy? Should we just cancel him? Be really brave and do that.
I'm a friend, so I don't want to get in the way.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Not a terrible list of movies.
I mean, that's about it, though. I mean, like the next 10,
terrible genre.
Next 10 would be tough.
a
Where
horrible
would
job.
Bohemian? Because Bohemian is the most accoladed out of all of these by like.
I'd have it below. I'd have it below a complete unknown.
I'd have it outside of my top 20.
I have it below Deliver Me from Nowhere. I hate that movie. I fucking hate that movie.
Shout out Gary Oldman and Sid and Nancy was another one on my list.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
The thing about Bohemian Rhapsody is that it is a music biopic about a musician that it so clearly fucking hates. Like, the movie hates Freddie Mercury. Like, completely undermines his legacy.
Brian May propaganda.
Just disrespectful to him. Yeah.
Nothing like a movie made about somebody by other people who are jealous of his success. and done with fake good faith. Amadeus, Rocket Man, Walk the Line, Love and Mercy, Straight Outta Compton, Ray La Bamba, Blue Moon / What's Love Got to... A good promotion for Blue Moon,
Yeah,
good viral
job,
marketing
Tyler.
for Richard Linklater.
Yeah.
Should definitely go see it, by the way, if you can see it. I think it's expanding this week. Behind the Candelabra and I'm Not There.
Y'all ready for the fan list?
Oh, yeah, you get the fan list, Gooch?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, right, fan list.
At 10, we have Elvis, the most recent
Hey,
one.
Jeff, that's not there for you?
I like Elvis. It would not be on the list.
These guys are Baz Luhrmann freaks. I don't know if you know this.
That's
Jeff.
my cut. That's my
I know
cut.
he likes him. Yeah, I'm not I literally get motion sickness. I can't do it.
I want the no Hanks cut because the no Hanks cuts is there's something there. But Tom Hanks does make that movie. Yeah,
unbearable.
I enjoyed it, but Tom Hanks is
Hey,
so fucking
what?
bad in that movie. It's like
Afterward.
that should be a career-ending role. It really should be.
So at 10, Elvis. 9, Behind the Candelabra. At 8, we have Ray. 7, A Complete Unknown. 6, Rocket Man. 5, I'm Not There. 4, Straight Outta Compton. 3, Walk the Line. 2, Love and Mercy. And 1, Amadeus.
Wow.
A good list.
Amadeus is a pretty consensus. I don't. The only way you wouldn't have it ranked, I feel like, is I guess people may not like that. But see, again, I don't love periods. I don't love stuff from that time period. I hate stuff from that time period. But that's just how good that fucking movie is. But I guess it would be like if you don't have that one, it's like you just forget. You're like, oh, that's like because I feel like the modern music biopic has clouded everyone's brain. Where like you only think about modern like schlock.
Right.
Yeah, it's almost because it's like way less of an autobiography and more of like a story that happens to be an autobiography in Amadeus, if that makes sense.
It's not even really about him. Not really.
Yeah, exactly.
What's that, Klemmer?
The fans had Ray above What's Love Got to Do with It. I'm a little surprised about that.
People like Ray, Klemmer. Seems like there's a consensus. A lot of Ray heads out there.
Guess so.
I recently rewatched Amadeus, and it is fascinating. It's not like this is a secret. It is fascinating how much that inspired Oppenheimer.
Oppie.
Oh, yeah.
Back. Like it really like it is just it bleeds. But I mean, again, Christopher Nolan was very open about that. There's a good video. There's that like that French video store, Conbini or whatever on YouTube. They have these. They take directors around like a room of videos and they interview them. They talk about them. And they're all pretty good, but the Nolan Cillian Murphy one is like fascinating, and they do talk about Amadeus for a little bit in that. It's pretty good.
Why doesn't Milos Forman get the respect he deserves?
Great question.
In modern, like I don't know. I feel like you made a good point, Gooch. Like he's kind of been lost to history. I feel like people don't.
He didn't work much, and like the last thing he did of any relevance is what, Larry Flint?
Yeah.
That was 96.
That or Man on the Moon,
Man,
right?
Oh no, then I guess the Jim Carrey.
Yeah, Man on the Moon, which kind
Andy
of
Kaufman
stunk.
movie.
Yeah, but so
That was then he's directed one movie since then, 2006. Well, he's dead.
yeah. But I mean, he directed 2 Best Picture winners and 1 Best Director twice, right?
Right. He
Cuckoo's
won
Nest
for,
and
Yeah.
true.
Amadeus.
Yeah, I mean, 2 giant movies. It's true, but he doesn't have. The problem is he doesn't have like 6 of them. Like Spielberg has like Scorsese, like he just doesn't have the body of work.
That's a big
33
ask.
Oscar nominations, 13 victories.
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, Cuckoo's Nest swept everything that year.
Larry
That's
Flint was good
crazy.
too, though.
Yeah, that is crazy when you kind of put it that way. Cleaned up BAFTAs, cleaned up Golden Globes. The Golden Globes doesn't count. I mean, Golden
People
Globes is a
versus Larry Flint's
podcast
a
award
very
now.
good movie.
Yeah, it's good.
I like Man on the Moon a lot.
Yeah, I didn't really like it, but yeah.
Does he have a definitive style? Maybe that's the issue here. Like, does he have something you can really grapple onto and be like, that is a Milos Forman movie?
And like other than use Oppenheimer, I never hear anybody mention him like young directors. Like he hasn't had that renaissance where people are like, oh, yeah.
Hey everyone, it's Gooch. Congratulations on making it this far into Project Big Screen Episode 4. Now I'm going to tell you how to become a part of our fan rankings. And all that is a follow from us on Letterboxd. The First, I need your handle. So what I want you to do, I want you to comment below with the musician that you would most like to see a new biopic made of. They could have already had one. It could be a new one. It could be a band. You could do a band. Just comment that below, whether you're watching on YouTube, listening on Spotify, and include your Letterboxd handle, and we will give you a follow. Also, make sure that you are subscribed wherever you listen. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube. Subscriptions, likes, comments, they all help us more than you can imagine. All right, back to the show. Thank you.
I think that's it. Next week, we're going to be doing Begonia and then either Shelby Oaks or Regretting You. We will see what's in more. I just don't know how wide Shelby Oaks is going to be. I personally can't see it
right now.
So it's in 1,000 right now?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just missing the...
It's in, I think, 1,800 screens, I think. I'm going by memory.
But... Fascinating watching those reviews come in, by the way. Watching his good friends preface every review with, I love Chris. It's like, okay, well... I get it. It's tough. I totally get it. But it is like it's very interesting watching all the YouTube reviewers review that movie.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? I think that's it. Damn, I was dying to hear what Justin thought about House of Dynamite. Oh. 95 out of 100 from Justin. He loved the three. He loved hearing it 3 times.
Loved it. Likes the ending. Loves the muddled ending.
Make sure to subscribe, like wherever you're watching. Follow us on all social platforms. For Kirk, Kenjac, Klemmer, and Gooch, I'm Jeff D'Lo. We will talk to you next week.